So can we start there? Because I got stuff to say.
No,
so let me know.
Let's just all. Should we just all hug?
No.
I've hugged everybody except for you.
Yeah, we bumped. I'll hug you. I'll hug you after this.
It's pretty seldom.
I'm a hugger for sure, but I've never hugged Taylor.
I mean, he's recording.
He's recording. That's why we're going.
Oh,
he's rolling.
Okay, so you guys
You
got
and
to do
I
the
hug
intro.
celebratory. You know.
yeah, it's like we did it.
We did it,
Type
and
hug.
that's good.
Like
I think
yesterday, I think there was a hug. That was probably the third one.
Yeah.
You know. Hello, welcome. It's HardLore time. How are you, Bo?
I'm doing so good. Feeling great.
Me too.
Buzzing.
You know, we're in the Valley, San Fernando Valley. We're in Van Nuys, California, at the Pit Recording Studio for a very special occasion. This is really the first time we've done something like this.
Yeah, like this.
We're going to deep dive into Militarie Gun's debut LP, Life Under the Gun. Here we have frontman Ian Shelton and producer Taylor Young. They're reluctant best friends. They had no choice. They fell into it.
It's true.
And how are you guys doing?
Good.
We're doing good. I was recapping right before this. We went to Sugarfish, so we had a great lunch. I had some sake. I'm now drinking a White Claw. It's a great day.
That's
a good day.
Yeah, it's a great day.
Saturday vibes.
It's 2 p.m.
Yeah,
on
I definitely
on a
just checked the
Tuesday.
time.
But it is a Tuesday.
It is a Tuesday.
I am
but
a
it's
full-time rocker. Wait, come on.
it's a special
What
week.
else is going on?
You're right. So I guess let's get into Life Under the Gun.
No, wait. We got to get into hugging.
Oh.
Oh wow.
I feel like we got to start with the hugging,
Okay.
just to address it.
I know. I did. I called you guys reluctant best friends. You
Yeah.
know, I think Taylor and I are very similar in a lot of ways. Where,
Well,
for
we're
instance,
related.
For instance, Mac Miller, the singer of Cosmic Joke. I hang out with this man twice a day sometimes.
Yeah.
I think I've hugged him one time.
Really?
Oh yeah.
You're just not a
Why are
touchy
you
guy.
so closed off?
But you touch me all the time.
That feels good to me.
No, no. Now
Feels
I can think of it.
awful.
I think Colin is a
Abuse.
toucher,
Yeah.
yeah.
but not a hugger.
I'm sensory, but don't get too close.
You're too close, man.
You guys ever hug?
So we've never hugged, but we shook hands once, and we both went like, "Whoa, that was weird. I don't like that."
It was in Texas on the God's Hate.
Oh, when you said goodbye.
They were leaving.
Yeah,
And I was
when
like,
we were
whoa.
leaving we continued on for our tour, and God's Hate flew home.
Yeah.
I shook. Kyla remarks that all of RJC lined up to hug her, and then everyone was like, "What the fuck do we do with Taylor?"
Yeah.
You know, and we shook hands, and for one, I thought he needed to moisturize.
Pretty dry hand.
You have
Can you see
smooth
that?
hands as a drummer?
I have incredibly smooth skin. My girlfriend was roasting me for it earlier because she was like, "You don't do anything to take care of yourself. You barely drink water. You don't put on like lotion, nothing but."
Yeah, but the sun has also almost killed you.
I did have like we talked about it on the mini
You've been
lore.
poisoned.
Yeah.
I've definitely hugged Taylor before, and I'm just now realizing that he hated it. Like I leaned in, and you did the like.
It's different though because of the reluctant friendship thing. With my like friends, I don't mind, but it's like I have this other brother now, where I'm not hugging.
But
Not-
Brothers love to have one someday.
Not to downgrade our friendship, which is immense, but we don't hang out every day.
but-
we sure don't.
I see
I'll
him
hug my
every
brother
day.
any day. I wanted to just hug my brother yesterday.
Well, you didn't
'cause-
get to see him for a while. You know?
No, but
My favorite thing is that if this ends with anyone hugging, it'll have to be on your knees to be in
he's to
frame.
be on the guy. Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Hug me?
I'll hug you.
Give me a little hug.
I touch you all day.
Oh, fucking. Let's talk about it.
But so I'll say, the weird thing is times when we're in group settings and there is a big goodbye.
Yeah.
And I'm also leaving. Is everyone else hugging Taylor?
and then
And
you
then
not.
I'm like from a distance, like, all right, no, well, I'll.
It's because I'm gonna see you in like 12 hours.
You know
Yeah,
the
right.
end of The Dark Knight Rises when Alfred and Bruce
Yeah,
make
just-
eye contact with each other, and that's enough.
we don't greet each other when he shows up either.
Yeah, we
just-
start talking.
And
He
it's
just
the
shows
same
up.
with
He,
he and I.
he
Yeah.
walks in the door. Yeah, you walk in the door and go take a shit every single time.
100%.
Whereas, he does it too, to be honest.
Look at that.
He has the fucking.
The fourth young.
He goes into the other bathroom.
There's about 8.
Yeah, how
I
many
said
youngs
that
are there?
it was on the other episode. I was like, I'm at least owed an application. You know, I've done since the previous episode. I've done singing lessons with Teresa Young.
Have you really?
I have.
How did that?
He has.
Did you do that before this record?
No.
Oh, okay.
It was more like, don't ever yell.
Yeah. And it's just
Which love you, Teresa. I imagine you're gonna listen to this, but I have to yell.
Yeah.
I have to yell.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
it. That's the style.
Yeah.
Let's go from the top here. Let's get into this record. This gorgeous looking record.
Well, you're a sicko and you write tons of shit way in advance. We've covered this before.
Yeah.
When was this written?
Before we ever played a show.
What? This whole thing?
The whole thing. Entire record before we ever played a show.
You're fucking sick in the head. So those the 3 EPs that you put out that are now compiled onto one.
Yeah. Those were recorded in August 2020.
August 2020.
With the intention of just being separate EPs.
2 of them were recorded in August 2020.
Yeah. Yeah. So
One of them was
EPs.
recorded after that.
Right.
Oh, yeah. That one was recorded after Life Under the Gun.
You're sick.
All
in
Roads
the
3.
fucking head.
Oh, wait a minute. So something that was already out was recorded after that.
Yeah.
Fuck.
That's what let me be normal.
He's
and-
Nolan.
and
He's
those songs are-
Nolan-esque.
You knew what you had with this one. So
Yeah,
it's like,
well,
you
it was
can't-
all about building the runway to actually be able to land the plane. Like, we knew that the songs were great, so it was like, I want to take as long as possible. We could have had that shit out 2 years ago,
Yeah.
but we wouldn't have had what happened happen.
It may have fallen on deaf ears.
Exactly. Yeah, there would have been no way to
Wow.
receive it. So I think that's the big thing, because bands will ask me for advice, and I'm like, tour hard as fuck before you release the record. Like, so many bands rush to release the record for the tour, and
Right.
you're like, you're gonna have more fans after the tour. Why would you release music
Yeah,
before? You're not gaining anything.
Bring awareness and then
Wow.
It's part of hardcore, though. Hardcore has a big instant gratification problem.
big time.
Yeah, Bandcamp core.
Hurry up, let's get this song out for this one show.
Oh.
Or, dude, something I really have become made aware of and hate is hurry up and produce content for the 90-second reel or TikTok or clip.
Yeah.
Brother.
Like that.
Well, you do that.
I know.
Come on, man.
Well, no, I know,
Wednesday.
but with music, it's
Oh
like
my God.
it's like
It's not, it truly, like, it ain't about the best band winning anymore. It's about the band that has like the most reels. If you can make a
I don't
great
think that's
reel,
actually. I mean,
oh, dude, if you figure out the
come on.
algorithm,
it's half the battle, dude. Having a good reel,
artwork,
huge.
I
I
mean,
mean, MG's got some fucking reels.
You got some reels.
we got our biggest one recently, so.
Yeah.
But
But you guys are
that's
good.
a different thing.
You know, I'm not saying you're not good.
Yeah.
yeah. You can. They're not mutually exclusive. You can definitely
The
be
thing
both.
that, so like, I try to focus on TikTok, and you can't actually court that. That's just something that happens or does not happen. It happens to you.
Yeah.
It does not happen because of you. It's just like what's happening with. Have you guys seen what's happened to Super Heaven?
No.
Super Heaven has 1 million monthly listeners right now. 1 million.
Which is crazy.
Really?
That's probably most shocking to Super Heaven.
I don't know if it's TikTok. I don't know what it is. I originally just saw it because they got added to like a viral songs playlist.
All right, I'm gonna check.
And
Just curious.
yeah, just the other day they crossed, and it's some random song that just, I don't think it's one of their singles or anything. It's just a song that's,
Apart from a song and a 15-second video.
and now it's fucking massive.
It's the same thing.
1.1.
Holy good
It's gone
job.
up 100,000 since last time.
The other great Taylor in music. Congratulations.
Youngest daughter has almost 15 million plays, and the next nearest ones are in 5 million and less.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
that
That's a
means
lot.
millions upon millions just now. You know, like
Yeah, right. Because it came out with Jar.
yeah.
Holy shit.
Memes equal sustainability at this point.
Dude, when someone made that Soulja Boy video for us, and I was like, well, so the crazy thing was I was in a bad mood on the first day that it happened, and I thought it was like, sorry, this was someone else's idea or something. And I thought they were dissing the music video, saying it like had been done before.
Right.
So I just muted the person's account, because that's what I do now, is if anytime there's anything like it seems like it's going to offend me, I just mute it.
Yeah.
And so I muted the account, and then it got brought back up like later. And I was like, wait, no, this is like a really funny video. Yeah, and it was.
Wait, this could benefit me.
Yeah, and then I was like, okay, and then I like DM'd. I was like, could you send this to me? I unmuted their account.
We talk about it a lot, but the Running Man thing with Harm's Way came out in the middle of the pandemic when we had no new music out, and there was a significant bump.
Yeah.
So it's like, fuck.
Look at dude, Oppenheimer and Barbie right now is
right.
The memes are half the battle.
Is it like the first movie, the first two movies ever that both consecutively made over 80 million at the same weekend?
Is it the first or like the third ever or something like that?
I think it's like the first that are doing it in like two movies at the same time. Because usually there's not two blockbusters the same weekend. Usually they stagger them because it's all about whipping your dick out. And, like,
and which is what's awesome is, and you know, not to derail a little bit, we're movie guys.
No, but this is fine.
Nolan, this is his first non-Warner Brothers movie.
Oh, yeah,
and it was definitely a strategic attack against him to put Barbie the same day.
Do you think so?
And it 100%
backfired.
And it 100% completely backfired.
I wonder if this is a bigger... I would love to see the opening weekend of Dunkirk versus this, because... I think it's probably just only benefited more.
I think it's lower.
Is this lower?
Do you think Oppenheimer's lower?
No, Dunkirk is lower.
I would assume
Tenet is obviously lowest.
Yeah. Well, I think this has got to be the biggest since Batman.
No, it was Inception and Interstellar. Inception was for sure third. I think I just saw this metric.
Look it up. Pull it up.
We don't need the phones. We don't need the phones.
Military Gun, Life Under the Gun. Debut LP. What makes you, when writing these crazy things in your gremlin brain, go, this is an LP song? 100%. Because you say these are all written, but I know firsthand, he'll tell you, this stinks, it ain't ready.
Yeah, but you want to know what songs he told me stink?
Very High, Do It Faster.
Never fucked up once. Never fucked up once. I was thinking about the day I
Do It Faster. Really? I never said.
No, you never said about Do It Faster.
I said Do It Faster is quintessential.
Yeah.
Never fucked up once. It did not change an ounce from beginning to end, but he hated that one when I first played it for him.
That's kind of
I can't even tell you which one that is.
You can't tell. Yeah, fucking right. Yeah, right. No, I mean, for the most part, it's just about, I think there's nothing that I'm saving. I'm never like, this is for something else.
I would say you write with a mission as a record, though.
Yeah. And so it almost is to fall into line in a sequence.
Cool. Yeah.
Because it's like...
Let Me Be Normal was like, okay, this is the next thing.
Yeah, I was like, this is track one on LP2 when I wrote it.
Before.
And then it ended up getting moved before because it's a little bit more hard than...
And it was a great idea to be like, hey, here's one new thing, because
it's the hardest label. The hardest musically and the softest vocally. So it was a good segue song.
I have a question for you. Do It Faster, the single version versus the LP version sounds different.
I don't think that's true.
They're the same.
I swear to God, because I asked you for the record and you sent it to me.
I'm going to quote every single European tour driver ever and say, not possible.
Okay.
I think that
I'll accept it.
You were listening off of Disco, which is most likely a higher quality thing than Spotify. That would be my...
Well, I would never use Spotify.
Yeah.
Let's go. Entire Apple Music gang in the house?
Oh, dude, 100%.
Yes.
We all care about quality.
Yeah.
I will go. I listen to people's like unreleased records, and then I'll go be like, oh, let's go listen to their last single. And if I listen to my friends' music, I do it on Spotify so that it goes towards their public metrics.
Well, and you want to hear what people are hearing.
Yeah,
and
I also have Spotify for that.
I do too.
Yeah, and so
I want to look at
heartbreak
metrics.
Spiritual Cramp. I was listening to their new LP, and then I went back to listen to their most recent single because their new singles are fucking incredible. And then I was like, holy shit, it's crazy how much worse Spotify made this sound.
It's
same
like
session.
40% worse every time.
Same session.
It's unbelievable.
Between the two things, but the Spotify compression makes it just...
It's god awful.
Is that to make like bandwidth more reliable? So that people can...
It's crunching the songs to make the loudness the same across every song.
So is it for the sake of normalizing, or is it for the sake of you're streaming wirelessly? You're never gonna have like skipping
because nobody's downloading on Spotify. It's streaming.
A huge thing with that is I think Netflix is the same thing in comparison to other streaming.
Them Netflix downloads so fast.
Netflix,
because it's 500 megabytes.
It's
on my phone, like on the plane, like oh god.
Yeah, it's just compressed as shit. Because our Wi-Fi sucks in our bedroom, and the only one we can watch is Netflix because it's just so compressed.
You're getting 1080i.
Interlaced.
I ain't seen 1080i in years.
Yeah.
So does that mean that like as you're writing for this record, you're writing with sequence in mind? Like,
yeah, 100%.
obviously we're always, everybody's writing with sequence in mind, but I mean to say,
We
like,
never had a track one that ended up actually being track one.
right. So like with our newest record, which I can talk about now,
Yeah,
which is kind of weird. We had all the songs, and then like the sequence was like weeks of deliberation.
Oh wow.
We're dealing with that right now with RJC. We just recorded the RJC record, and we're trying to figure out what the order, because that was just like write as many songs as we can and figure it out later, where
Right.
the Militarie Gun process was 2 years of writing that and putting it into place and rearranging
I mean,
it.
for a band like Militarie Gun, you kind of have to front load,
Yeah.
but the B-side's got some.
The B-side, I mean,
Sweet
it's
too.
funny.
There's
So I noticed major music press is one thing, and then like minor music press. So minor music press is the one that's going like, actually, basically the record's way better after track 3.
Yeah.
And then major music press is like, oh.
Track 3 is amazing?
Yeah, exactly.
8.5.
I've only heard track 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
9.2.
But yeah, no, it like, so Sway 2 and See You Around and Think Less were the final 3 songs, and they all were written like the same week.
Wow.
And that was
Like towards like the last
Well,
ones.
think
written.
less. Yeah, that was an A side. That was
Yeah,
an
that's on the A side.
Accidental A side.
Yeah,
song.
but that was originally there was a different song in its place that got cut, and
I will get into the record itself later, but I like that See You Around isn't the closer,
yeah,
but feels like a closer.
It does.
And then
yeah.
it's like, just getting fuck
it's
you.
the icebreaker to the last rockin'
Yeah,
track.
it's-
yeah. Well, that was what. So I refer to them as track 9s, where it's like I was trying to write a track 9, and so Sway 2 and See You Around were track 9s, because originally it was gonna be a 10-song record, but then it was like, well, both these songs are.
Was that a request from a?
No.
You were just like, I want more.
Record was done before the deal was done.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we recorded the LP before we were signed.
Did you shop it around at all, or was it just a thing?
We wanted Loma Vista. Like that was the thing.
It was a
like
goal.
Loma Vista, it was tunnel vision on them the entire time. Like
Because
it-
they almost got all roads initially too.
yeah, it was the type of thing where I just felt like I follow whatever, like this is where Taylor and I are very different, is I am somewhat of a spiritual person, and just following what feels like something like
Which spirit?
something no defined anything.
Just vibes?
But something enters
Let's call it energy.
Oh, okay.
something enters the matrix, right?
Yeah.
Like you hear someone's name.
Yeah.
And then you start hearing their name more and more. And you're like, I gotta fucking meet this
Dude,
person.
Amen.
And then I embraced the fact that I needed to meet this person and that we have something to provide each other. Taylor being a prime example of that.
Sure.
And so Loma Vista like entered my mind at a certain point, and it just was like that's
the one.
That's the slot. That's
Whoa.
where we need to be.
Cool.
Like Audrey makes fun of me because during like I'm big on just like obsessively trying to make things happen that I have no control over. So like manifesting basically.
His girlfriend Audrey,
And I
R.O.G.
Switching Tongues fan.
Yeah.
and I like bought a Loma Vista tote bag from their web store just as like a manifestation like activity. I didn't tell anybody about it.
He's such a silly little guy.
Yeah, but it's because I hate being powerless. So I just do
that's cool.
things that make me feel like I'm affecting some sort of outcome because I'm.
You were like,
And that's exactly what ancient peoples did to create religion.
and I signed to the label that I wanted to be on,
Hey,
and now
that
everything's
works.
going well. So
Clock, broken clocks ride twice a day.
You're Jesus. You're
But I really like that. I do genuinely like that, because I think what that does is it allows you to kind of like, not to sound super cliche, but to like go with the flow and be like, okay, where is this taking me? And what
Yeah.
can we make out of this situation?
Well, it makes it more easy to recognize when something isn't right. Like, so specifically Taylor and I's relationship started because RJC, my old band, we did a lot of our records with Will Killingsworth. And Will Killingsworth is a guy that we always really looked up to, and I love his recordings. And it was the type of thing where I think when you're in a band early on, especially like your first experiences with like working with nationally known people, you're like, well, this worked. I'll never do anything different.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So
I've never recorded with another person.
so we were like,
you've never been allowed to.
I've never been allowed to record with
so we were like, we'll probably never record with anyone besides Will. And then it ended up being like, Taylor kept getting brought into my world in some sort of way. And we I was sitting behind Colin on a flight to This Is Hardcore, and I talked to Taylor, and he's like saying all these nice things to us, and like low key put like feelers out to Kinlan to be like, you should tell them they should record with me. I don't know if you
Did you order a Pit Recording Studio tote bag?
No, because this was not the type of thing. No. But it was like, all right, I live in LA now.
Yeah.
I just had these additional songs because we were talking about doing the Regional Justice Center, me and Justice. And I was like, well, I'm not flying to Western Mass to do 2 songs.
Yeah.
So why don't I do it with let's try out Taylor. And we just had a great time. It was only me here, and then Justice came in for his vocal day.
So this was your guys' first time working together?
January 2020, yeah.
Did you get along?
Well, technically, self-defense, you played bass.
That did not count.
So that was the thing where you recorded with him playing bass with self-defense. So you were like, oh, this guy knows me. I've played bass on him. And then
No, I was like, this guy doesn't even remember who I am.
Okay.
That's not true.
But to me,
When we saw each other at Candy Cane Lane, I remembered who you were.
I was like, Taylor, and you looked at me, and I was like, that guy doesn't know who I am.
And
I
what did
did.
he say?
I did.
No, well,
Ian Shelton.
It was literally a drive-by.
I did say it.
He was like,
Oh, wait. He was in self-defense.
He did. I'm pretty sure I was there.
You were there.
you were there. You were there.
What's Candy Cane
Oh,
Lane?
brother.
We've done this already on this
We
podcast.
literally.
Put in a clip right here of us talking about this on the previous HardLore.
Oh.
So many of those you have to do.
Wasn't that insane?
That Candy Cane Lane.
I like that you never do that.
I'll do it sometime.
Candy Cane Lane.
And so, but Taylor literally texted me as I was writing RJC riffs in Seattle, like visiting, and he's like, that session's gonna be really hard to beat for me for the year. Like, I really want to do your LP if you're down. And because he like asked and was proactive about it, I was like,
That's a rare thing.
I would say I actively do not chase bands.
Right.
Yeah.
yeah.
How did you guys start texting? Who asked for whose number?
That's a good question.
I don't even
Isn't
know.
that fun?
I don't think that's provable.
It would
Who adds who on Facebook
It
in
would
this
have been
situation?
me DMing him on Instagram saying, I have a session. Could I ask you? Like, I have an
Oh, then
idea.
I probably
Could-
just got your number.
Yeah, and then that, or I probably asked Kinlan for the number or
Oh,
something.
right.
Yeah.
You did an LP and moved in.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was that? What was the order of operations there?
Well, so one, I was not allowed at the pit. We were going to cancel the recording sessions for Crime and Punishment because Taylor and Kyla were a little scared. Scared of the COVID.
It was the beginning of it.
Oh, dude,
Yeah, dude.
I didn't leave.
I didn't see him for 6 months.
I did
thought-
push-ups for 3 straight
I
months.
thought my parents were going to die, straight up. I thought this was it.
I was just willing to die because I hated my lifestyle changing so much. So, yeah, and so it ended up just being me for those recording sessions, and he was down to record it because it was just me. So then it was a week of me being here without anyone else. You know, it was just like,
So
it was
Crime
easy to get
Punishment,
close.
Yeah,
How much
yeah.
of that was just you performing?
All me. I mean, Taylor played some guitar parts
Right.
that I couldn't play because I'm not a great guitar player.
The man
Just the
does it all.
techie parts.
Yeah. He also would
the riffs.
contribute a part. You know, there's one part where I had like a 1-note part, which is his least favorite thing on earth. So he's like, let me add this complication to it. And then, hey,
No, those would be him.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
those are me. No, there's a part like, jun, 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 jun. So he added the.
Oh, there was that one little
Yeah.
lick. Yeah.
And so, yeah, I don't know. It's just us. And I think it was easy to get close in that time, especially pandemic. Like,
You were my only friend.
yeah. At the time, we were the only people because you wouldn't come over.
I was vibing.
So that's when I
Resident
replaced
Evil.
you. That's when I replaced you. At that time was me.
When
Coming to the
let me and you know, if you want me to cut this out, I will. Audrey moved in first, right?
Yeah.
Audrey actually moved in. I never moved in.
Well, the timeline was
officially.
My things never lived
No.
here.
the timeline
body
was
did.
like at the same time, whereas like they really started dating right when she moved in.
Right. When did Ian invite Spencer over for lunch without?
That was over a year in. That was over a
no,
year.
it was
that
not.
was over a year in.
Maybe 6 months.
No, it had to have been early.
What's the
No,
story here?
because our friend Spencer,
Lovely.
as seen on the show Barry,
There he is.
And a good recent meme.
Oh, great meme. Here
great
it is
meme.
here.
Yeah, I don't know. He wasn't lunch. It was dinner. They weren't home.
That's worse.
That-
Dinner's worse.
What happened?
So Ian, who doesn't live here, just has Spencer over for dinner.
Okay, I would like to contribute to the fact that I do partially pay the bills here with how many records I do.
Well, that's semantics.
That's the
I pay my taxes.
That's wrestling fans telling CM Punk they bought their house. Come on, man.
I paid for yours.
I love
he
that
just,
because
he
that
just had like a nice
It
dinner
wasn't
with-
an actual thing.
We went to salsa and beer.
He had a
but
dinner
I thought it was funny.
when he didn't live here.
it's a
I get it.
See,
I
me
get it.
having grown up with Taylor, know that's very Taylor to be like, you just having guys over for dinner. Or
You don't live here.
you having guys for dinner at my house.
But they would also be weird if I was like, well, I'm gonna go do this over here, and they're like, why not here?
And that's how you know he was.
But that's more of a Kyla than a Taylor.
You guys are
Yeah.
all a little strange with your houses, though. You gave me the
I've been
thing
to
to
Colin's
your
house
house.
a total of 10 times.
Come on over. You don't want to. What are you going to do?
I think the heart of it is
Come over.
Come on.
it's a group of people who are all strange with intimacy.
Oh,
yeah, dude.
That's it.
Very well put.
I'm so.
This is a deeper dive than we thought it was going to be.
Not
And
yet.
now Dr. Drew's about to come in.
Yeah.
Drew Pinsky.
Drew, come on.
So
It's a family intervention, not a
Teresa,
podcast.
get in here.
Oh no! Fuck. No.
was Life Under the Gun tracked here?
Guitars and vocals.
Where were drums?
And auxiliary things. We did drums and bass at Studio 606, the Foo Fighters.
Dave Grohl's
They're
studios.
really
Invite only.
nice.
You can't come.
They're incredible practice space that is actually a world-class recording studio.
Is it like
The
crazy?
ceiling is so high.
Tell them about the console.
Yeah, please.
Oh, the console is the console from such records as Nirvana, Nevermind, Fleetwood Mac's Partial, Rumors, and Self-Titled, and shitload of Neil Young records.
Elton
and,
John?
What kind of
Elton John,
board is it?
Danzig. It's a Neve.
Eve. Yeah.
Neve.
No, I'm sorry, Neve. What's the number? Like a 6 or
It's a weird one. There's only 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Will Yip has a Neve, and there's 7.
Yeah.
He's got some crazy boards.
Doesn't
all the early
Needham
ones.
have the other?
Needham doesn't have shit. He has fucking
No,
monitors.
Needham has a Neve,
He doesn't
but
have
he
it
doesn't
plugged
use
in.
it.
Yeah. it ain't plugged in. Yeah,
This is the one from Sound City.
from Sound
This
City.
is the Sound City board,
City
yeah.
now.
There's a documentary about it.
Sound City now has another Neve that wasn't in there when we recorded there.
Super cool.
Yeah. No, what we had,
For the-
we
for the
recorded.
gearheads.
We recorded on a Helios, of which there were 2 ever of that board.
Really?
Yeah, which have more sought after.
Components.
More sought after
than-
than the board from Nevermind. So congrats, guys.
well, harder to find. Like Pete Townshend is like trying to get
That's your boy.
one made for him. He had like his own.
She is all over that.
So wait, you're a who head?
I'm a huge who head. I was just DMing Pete
So how do
about
you
that
feel about
Oasis video I told you
You
about.
can't talk about DMing Pete,
They
dude.
talk.
You guys chat.
We've only about gear.
What about the Townsend
Only about
research
guitar gear.
project?
I'm not gonna bring that up, dude. I'm not gonna get into
What
that.
is
I'm not gonna talk.
What's his stance on vaccination?
Oh,
no,
no,
he's
it's way
pro.
worse than that.
He's-
buddy.
he's very-
It's way
he's
worse
very-
than that.
Abortion?
No. He's very, very liberal. A little too liberal.
Oh.
But
Where was he in
the whole
1945?
like 4.
He was alive.
I don't even know if he was alive. No, but the story of a guitar going to Johnny Marr and then getting to Noel was in fact his guitar originally that he smashed, and that's why in this pedal show interview he's like, yeah, there's a different neck, blah blah blah. That's why. Little tidbit.
So there is a Guided by Voices side project called the Townsend Research Project, due to a certain controversy that he got in at one point, where he said he was researching something incredibly bad. We'll go past it.
If you've
we'll
read
go
his-
past from
if
there.
you've read
People
his
put it in the
book-
comments. Put it in the comments.
If you've read his book, which I have, he talks about some trauma he had been through in his life.
Oh, of course. I mean, those are things you can't go near. We're not going to.
Yeah, we're not going to go near him, but
In 60 to 75 minutes, I'm going to be Googling
Yeah.
voraciously.
We don't want to go somewhere so dark. Next topic.
no.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
But
Sorry to bring it up.
that's very cool. The Neve stuff.
It's
I
a
literally
legendary
that's like
thing.
new to my world. But like my dad is like, oh, Neve. Like
It's got like all the signatures on it, so like they're all on there.
that was drums, right?
That
So
was
it's
drums?
We ended up doing bass because Vince is just too good at drums.
Dude.
Vince did. So
Gangster,
we recorded
capital G.
13 instrumentals
And,
in one day
yeah,
to clicks.
Yeah.
That changed
With setup.
Like we had fully mapped songs, so it'd be like, and then the chorus pushes 2 BPM. Like We
Like,
did
with
all that.
Yeah.
He's
With all that,
absolutely-
You
he
tempo mapped the
smoked
record.
13 songs.
But that's because he's so good. We had the ability to like fuck with the songs because he's just a one taker. Everything was one take.
Yeah, and occasionally
Smash
be like, I don't know, because we were building off of, so we did demos with this guy Phil Odom before we
Right.
were with
He
Taylor.
recorded the Absinthe Father record that I love.
Yes, I played drums.
You did
I played drums on 3 songs.
on Bells, right?
I played drums on Bells.
Oh my god! Unbelievable.
So yeah, Phil helped us with demos and was a real big help on like locking in a lot of like vocal ideas where I just wasn't good enough yet to actually sing what I wanted to, and he'd be like playing it on a keyboard, like here's what the note you're actually supposed to be doing.
Any
but
of
you're-
these melodies that you can think of where it's like, oh yeah, that was.
Well, like Sway 2, he has a main songwriting credit on because I did the riffs and I just sent him the riffs and he sent me back a piano melody of the what is the vocal melody.
That's cool.
So he has a straight up writing credit on that.
There's
Same
a
with
few.
See You Around is him on the keys and me on vocals. So like him and I are the only
Very cool.
people.
Well, we did
performing
get
that
a
song.
half day at 606 later.
Yeah, we did keys with
we
him
used
there.
their Rhodes.
Nice.
We used what else?
We used the Rhodes,
Piano.
the organ, which it wasn't a Hammond
No, it
B3,
was the
which I
other
wanted
one.
it to be.
It was the other one.
And then a grand
I
piano.
lied to you.
Well, we knew they didn't have. They did say they had a.
They said they had a Hammond B3, and then then it was something else.
Was on tour though. And maybe it was,
Yeah. They had a Mellotron
We
as
have
well.
one. We didn't say we.
Because when we did bass, they were like, all the SVTs are out. I'm like, how do you have? They were like, it's 5 or 6, and the Foo Fighters had 5 or 6 SVTs.
How fucking
on tour.
cool
Yeah.
are they?
So they have like a crazy warehouse. I've heard.
Oh my
Just like-
God, the
oh,
back
yeah, the
room
dopest shit.
is
Yeah.
hundreds of guitars. It's
Did
just
you
like
lose your
racks.
mind?
It's incredible. We used allegedly. Oh, maybe I shouldn't say it.
Hey, I don't know.
Oh, I've been incredibly losing.
We
it.
used.
okay.
All right. Well. All right. Here's breaking news.
I'm trying to get it to get back to him that we've done all this.
We recorded some Dead Body songs there, and we used Dave's favorite JMP.
Fuck yeah.
Mm.
What year is it? Do you know?
Probably in '87.
A JMP?
It's a
that?
master volume.
Oh, okay.
Not the 4.
Yeah.
Yeah,
63.
I recorded his 12 string.
we did do that.
You did that?
You did
Yeah,
what?
I recorded
You
the 12
rip,
string.
you
parts.
rip a git a little bit?
Nah, I'm not good. I'm not good.
He's editable.
What's the best song you can? What's the hardest song you can play?
Not anyone else's. I don't know anyone else's songs.
Taylor, what's
Same way.
the hardest song you could play? What's the most challenging guitar riff you can play?
I don't know. Dead Body songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dead Body's
Banana, banana,
fucked
banana,
up. That
banana,
shit's
banana.
crazy. When he sent it to me the first time, I was just like, this is nuts.
Yeah.
Like, this is just
I think
nuts.
there was
Got
one friend I showed who was like, "Oh, so you're showing off?"
Oh,
And I was like, "I was just playing guitar."
That wasn't Brody King?
No, it wasn't.
He didn't respond until months later.
Yeah,
Well, I don't like
it-
dead bodies.
Yeah, but then he was like, "Hey, can I put this on TV
Yeah, yeah.
every week?" So
he's the reason our 6.5 minute song is our like second highest played
yeah,
song.
he's responsible for 6,000 of our 7,000.
I literally saw that song played 1.5 times because they went to commercial break during their intro. So I was just like,
That's
there it is.
long.
There it is again.
So Ian Shelton, when you guys first worked together, I'm sure there was a moment where you realized, damn, there's a lot of things we don't agree on about music.
Oh, yeah.
That's part of it, though.
That's what I'm saying. Is
the
that
magic.
Is that beneficial to your working relationship?
It is because if from like specifically Life Under the Gun, right? A record where as I showed him songs, he actively would dislike them as I was making the demo.
I've seen that.
And so for me to work with somebody who might be willing to dislike the song we're working on, I have to be incredibly confident of what's within that song. And eventually Taylor comes around, I think partially due to my confidence, partially because he just doesn't have the same source material as I'm working off of for these things.
Well, there's two ways to look at it. If I don't like it, it could be a hit because I hate fucking pop
Hits.
music.
Yeah, you hate
Yeah.
hits.
Two, if I don't like it, it could give you the doubt to look into it.
Yeah. Which is the case very high. It is like famously I've been talking about a lot in interviews. Is we recorded that for All Roads Lead to the Gun, and it sucked. The tempo was too fast. The pieces were not. They were like so close to exactly the same pieces as we have now,
It made Blink-182 sound like Metallica.
but they were just different enough that all the nuance that's there now was gone. You know, like, and
And now it is like Do It Faster Very High is to me like an all-time 1-2.
It's a rock
track
block.
one, track
Thank
two.
you. Thank
rock
you.
block.
I mean, so that was also written originally by our guitar player Will, like the riffs. And it was the first song he's ever written.
In his life?
Yeah.
Fucking asshole.
Yeah.
So well,
had a
that's
terrible
interesting
lead
though.
He had a terrible pop.
It had an
punk lead on it.
offensive lead
Yeah.
on it.
On very high.
Which
He
is
didn't understand.
why I felt all the ways
Yeah.
that I did. And then as soon as the lead got axed, I was like, oh, there is a song.
It's a rock
Yeah,
in
yeah.
there. Track.
So that's what I want to ask you, Taylor. Is this is, I would say, pretty well out of your wheelhouse of what you normally do. So
well, he's created me a new wheelhouse.
so
We're
what,
building a new house.
but before the creation of said wheelhouse,
I'd done a few indie records, but
So that's what I'm- that's
nothing that was like
Self-Defense Family, who I came here with
Yeah.
to work with him.
that's about as indie as you could get.
so that's what I'm trying to ask is what were the other things that made you think like, you know what, I can do this.
Self defense was the one where it was like, because I like really, vintage productions without even really liking a lot of the kind of stuff.
The music.
But like there's aspects of like classic recordings that I just really appreciate, and I lean towards even aggressive music that sounds a little more natural. And so it's like, okay, this music kind of, I wanted to sound the way I like things to sound already. So it's like these are the things that should sound the way I liked, whereas I'm trying to make metal bands sound like fucking Laughing Hyenas, and it doesn't always work.
You really are.
And with that, his entry point to this was All Roads Lead to the Gun, and like the original like direction of the band was more closer to hard rock. He was very influenced by the Jesus Lizard, and it was very influenced.
garage rock.
And his thing was about trying to make us be Laughing Hyenas. That's what he wanted on All Roads Lead to the Gun.
I was inspired.
We literally got into arguments during that session because I was like, I want to record my vocals less harsh.
Right.
And he literally did not let me.
Wow. Well, were you dope yet or what?
I wasn't dope, but I wanted
just
more.
knew that
So it's an interesting thing because I think it is what people like about that record, but at the same time, it does create somewhat of a chasm between the two releases of,
You had to grow.
and the growth would have been there regardless.
Yeah.
But I sang like that live. How All Roads Lead to the Gun. I did sing like that live. I was singing that harsh, so it is a different thing. But
I was right.
And also,
At the time.
I will say, how did the MG Day One loyalists respond to you inserting much more melody and removing the roughness?
So it's so complicated for us because
The day one versus day two is only 9 months.
the complicated thing is that again we had this record written.
Yeah.
Day 2
Like our first tour, which our first show, we played 2 shows before our first tour. So our first tour, we were listening to the SoundCloud of all of these songs
Right.
the entire tour,
right.
preparing to record the record in a month after the tour ended. So for us, we were that band already. So it was about leaving a breadcrumb trail
This
for
is sounding very familiar.
people to follow. That's why we did Pressure Cooker. That's why we released Let Me Be Normal. It was about
Nobody thought twice about Pressure Cooker.
Dude,
nobody.
Yeah,
nobody. And God, what a track.
And
Interesting.
And I wrote jack shit on that song. Like that's James from Daisy that wrote that song. And then I did some additional talking parts and I did the ooh ooh on the song. Like, but those are his melodies. That's him. And he literally wrote that being like, I kind of wrote this for your voice because I think your voice can do this.
Oh, that's fun. That's very Laurel Canyon in the 70s.
But he also he is also hearing the demos that we were making. Like he was up on all that. So
Yeah.
Whose idea was the ooh ooh in Do It Faster?
no, that's always me. Yeah.
It's great.
I that was the first song. Oh no, Return Policy was the first song I recorded with Phil Odom, and Do It Faster was the second. And Ain't No Flowers was not out yet, so I did the ooh ooh on the track, and I had to be like, so there's this thing I've done on a different song. I'm gonna do it on this song, and I don't know, it might sound weird, but I do it.
Cool. I like it.
Yeah,
It's an aggressive.
Now it's your thing.
yeah. Apparently,
You've
I view it as just a completely traditional thing of
It
like
is.
traditional of the genre of hardcore and metal is just like that. I just call it accent yelling, where
We
it's
all
just
do
like,
it.
yeah.
There's a couple. I mean, there's some great ooh-oohs in the history of music.
Yeah.
I mean,
here's some.
Trapped Under Ice.
It spans genres. I mean, it's even like hip hop has improvisation and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
But specifically ooh-ooh.
Yeah.
It's out there.
Ooh too belongs to him.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I mean, I'm certainly leaning into it, but I don't think I belong. I don't think it belongs to me.
World War V's got a real good one.
There's a couple.
Yeah, but ooh is just hardcore. That's just a hardcore. That belongs to hardcore.
Celtic Frost and then hardcore. Too, you know?
And Van Halen.
Yeah, should we trace it back?
Doesn't Jump have a? Or what is it? Panama has.
Hot for Teacher.
Ooh.
Yeah,
It's
there's like
rock.
and he also, dude, my favorite. This is a funny thing to talk about, but my favorite like call out part is in Hot for Teacher when the solo starts and he goes, "Uh-oh." So like, you guys are fucked after this one. I love it.
Yeah, I'd be moshing for sure.
So let's get into the anatomy of this album. Taylor, do you have a favorite song from this record?
I'm excited to hear this.
Honestly, it's 1 and 12. Those are my two faves.
Brilliant move putting title track last.
That is the MG thing. People.
Oh yeah, it's on the same one.
Yeah. So well, it ended up not being because of the deluxe EP thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, my goal is either title track is either going to be the opener. Like I have the next album title planned, and it's either going to be. I feel like this one could be the opener, not the closer, because I think of the song. I know the song I'm trying to make, and I'm like, that's an opener. But "Life Under the Gun" was a song that I knew was a closer, and "All Roads Lead to the Gun" was supposed to be the closer of the "All Roads Lead to the Gun" LP.
Gotcha.
The
You don't have the next
string
record written?
Just gets me.
There's a lot of songs.
12 string
Fuck.
The 12 string?
on Life Under the Gun.
Yeah, that's good shit.
Fucks me up.
The Who part.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, yeah.
Yeah, that's.
I was like, on the rough mixes, the 12 strings are like.
What about this?
What kind of 12 string was it? Was it like a Rickenbacker or anything sick?
I don't remember. It was a Taylor, I think.
Taylor's
Okay.
probably Taylor.
Oh, it was
It a
acoustic?
Taylor. Yeah, it was a 12 string.
Yeah.
We play. We there's an electric 6 or electric.
There's an electric 12 on some parts. But,
Yeah. That. Well, Nick owns the hockey stick looking, like the incredibly expensive Fender 12 string, and then we use the other
Yeah, I don't remember.
Dave
what it was.
Grohl's one. So
Oh, like the Explorer kind.
It was an electric.
I think
No, it's a. I don't know what the fuck.
electric 6 is the. I don't know. Whatever.
12-string
We're in the
guitar.
12-string guitar.
There's a 12 string
hates
electric.
guitar.
Nick owns an incredibly expensive one. That's all I know.
Yeah,
We're
it
doing a
was
deep
just
dive on the record. Gear
I love
matters.
gear talk when people know what gear they're talking about.
Yeah, I definitely don't
Name of the
remember.
guitar.
Yeah,
I can
that's-
tell you.
I'm trying to move on from it, but now we're stuck on it.
So this 12 string.
So 1 and 12.
No, but seriously, what is Candy Cane Lane?
Oh Jesus!
it's July. Call me in December.
You're gonna have
July.
to. You're gonna have to come in December this year.
Come on back.
I'm gonna.
HardLore goes to Candy Cane Lane.
Let's do it.
Do you have a favorite song from the record? Ian?
Yeah, Sway 2. That's just to me like doing something more than the other songs, and like conceptually and lyrically, I'm very proud of
Your
it.
favorite song
stuck
is
it
the
at
art
track
song.
10.
Yeah, the art song, yeah, but that's not like the direction of the band. Like it's a very
Yeah.
pop-centric band,
Gotcha.
but that's the song where it was very much like,
Creatively.
here's our space to
satisfying.
do something more, and you know, like it doesn't have to be indicative of the rest of the record. It just is. It's song. It doesn't not fit with the rest, but it's also more than the rest
Right.
in its creative elements.
And do you feel there's a risk at it being track 10 on the album?
No, I mean
or do
nobody
you design
listens.
it with the hope of,
Nobody
like-
fucking listens that late.
It's crazy,
That's
man.
it. I mean, it as someone who obsessively looks at Spotify for artists, I know what's going on.
It's crazy.
But
it's
at the same
crazy.
time, "All Roads Lead to the Gun," one of our least listened to songs of all time, one of our best live tracks.
How can
Because
that happen?
every
right? How?
single person who knows it fucking loves it.
Is that because they listen to the
So they
vinyl?
go crazy for that song because they're like,
song?
"All Roads Lead to the Gun." The song. People sing louder to that song than most other songs.
It's so bizarre.
How could that
So
be?
Spotify doesn't matter.
No, it does. It does. 'Cause
Well-
Do It Faster I'm saying the people who sing along sing louder because
I
that's
see.
their track. But obviously, Do It Faster gets a bigger reaction.
Yeah.
It already passed 1 million. I saw that.
Yeah, a million
The
streams.
music video is sick
Great
too.
Thank you.
I like the Very High video too. It's
Mason
very-
Mercer directed that one. I can't take credit for that one.
No, it's fine.
You directed Do It Faster?
I directed Do It Faster, yeah.
You directed all but Very High.
And Pressure Cooker, Audrey directed Pressure Cooker.
That's cool.
Oh,
Man, the man does it all.
Oh, you really do.
He's got a couple.
Very High video
Big ones.
is very like horny college movie vibes. You know?
Yeah.
It's
Like,
meant to be
me and my sexy friends are at the park.
It-
Deal with it.
It's like meant to be which is like ties in with the artwork and everything, but it's like meant to be like a situation that just one person doesn't fit into. So like I don't fit into those scenes.
You're as handsome.
I'm like, but I'm saying like I'm like working. I'm like cutting through the scenes. I'm interrupting scenes. I'm like the non-idealistic version. Like
you're Jason Biggs in this scenario.
Yeah.
Pie fuck.
I'm actually walking because I just came in my pants. Got to get out of there.
Yeah. And then you take off your glasses, and oh my god, he's sexy too.
There it is.
Good for you, man. Let's go through this record anatomy-wise. Do It Faster. I heard immediately.
You knew.
Dude,
we got one of our biggest clips on freaking TikTok is you singing it and then
calling the shot
because I knew. I heard it immediately and I was like, that's track 1. B, that's single 1. C goes hard.
It almost wasn't single one.
It almost wasn't single one. I felt so as like a record head, like as a person who overthinks things, I was like, I want release day to happen, and then this massive song that nobody's heard yet, just to punch you in the face right off the top.
Track 1's a freebie.
It's a free. That's a single, no matter what.
It's not anymore because people don't listen to albums.
But I think it still is.
I think track 1 still gets there. I think track 1 was, but anything else.
If the single is enough to grab you, and I think Do It Faster was the one where it's like, okay, this is so good that I have to listen to this.
Ultimately, record. Do It Faster was the right decision because my thought was like with the egomaniac part of my brain was like, I want people to hear it and be like, that should have been a single. And then I was like, well, if my goal is for people to say that should have been a single, why wouldn't I make it a single? That seems stupid and short-sighted.
We've lived with single regret for
but it worked
15 years
with Eyes Adjust.
True. It took a year.
Took a year, but it worked.
It doesn't need to take a year.
It took a year.
It took 2 weeks for Do It Faster.
Past 1 million, brother.
Took a year for some.
Isn't that exactly.
There's a lot of outside elements.
A million this fast to me, like Loma Vista is a major label in all ways, you know?
It's
an independent major label.
Yeah.
Like they have
the resources of.
Exactly. The resources and the distribution of a major label. But it's not like, oh, they're on fucking Universal.
That's the coolest part about Loma Vista is that they're pushing them in the shadows. Agreed. Nobody knows the name. Nobody gives a fuck about it, but they just see this band exploding, and it's because they're working.
Well, it's also because they're art forward. They actually care about the creative of everything. Like like I pitch music videos, and they're like, I feel like it could like mean more. You know, like that's where they're coming from.
That's cool.
Is they want it to actually mean something in regards to the album. You know, they're like, no, we don't want a performance video.
So they give a shit.
Yeah, they give a shit. That's why that's the cosmic pull of it. I was just like, this makes sense. This is the thing that had to happen.
Yeah.
What cool. Just to backtrack, what was the first single for In Love There Is No Law? The title track?
In Love There's No Law.
Yeah. Carry on.
Swing and a miss.
Insane decision.
The video.
That's the video.
I remember the video, yeah.
The video's pretty cool.
I like the video.
Yeah.
The Preacher Man video needs to come back up.
Stop.
Can we cut to a clip?
No.
Preacher Man
Is
video?
it gone?
It's private.
Okay.
I've said this before, I think, but somebody pointed out that it seems like I'm saying I want to fuck our mom in the video.
Oh.
Whoa.
And then I watched it again and was like, this can never be seen again.
Can I get the unlisted link so I could watch it with that lens?
100% no.
Whoa.
If you legally
She's
change
gonna
your last
listen
name,
to this episode.
I don't care. If you legally change your last name to Young, you can have it. You can have the link.
I'm the only Shelton, so I would actually like to be a part of a family.
Is your brother not a Shelton?
No.
Helesto.
It's a hard name, dude.
Yeah, they're all HELLESTO.
What's he
hard
up
as
to?
fuck. He's chilling. He's about to release some music.
Goddamn right he is. Vatican Boss.
Vatican
Check him
Boss.
out.
Shout out. Look out for the new EP.
Or can we talk about RJC a little bit?
A little bit, yeah.
Is that private?
It's not private. I mean, I mentioned that we did a new album, so.
He did.
Well, the inspiration of the band was...
Yeah, it's my brother. Yeah. I mean, I think at this point, I'm waiting to be able to do interviews with him.
Okay.
Because I want him to be able to speak on
He's never been able to talk
everything
about
that he's been through.
I wish he was here.
And the way that they're... But we'll do that when the RJC record comes out. And... yeah, because the big thing, I mean, there's always been like somewhat of a guilt for me of like I've benefited a lot off of
his pain,
off of his story, you know, and so it's like now about doing a record and having it point back to him and having it point to his music and everything he's trying to achieve and him having the same effect that I've had off of RJC.
But he's gonna have a big footprint on the new record.
Yeah, massive.
It's a good brother.
That's awesome.
Two good brothers.
He's a good
What
brother.
do I get? You know?
Get to record
You've
all
gotten
day.
some free recordings for sure.
You waste my time more than anybody does.
No, that's not true. Anyway, Very High, track 2. I will say when I heard this, I was like, that's track 2.
Yeah.
This track 2 sounds like track 2.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, this was one that the self-consciousness before Taylor, self-consciousness.
I was right.
You were just like, does this song suck?
No, I thought it would define my life.
Oh shit!
I was like, this is our creep. From the moment we wrote
Whoa.
it, I was like, this is our creep. Like
It is currently, and let me tell you, Do It Faster has 1 million on Spotify.
Yeah, but
Very High is
High's
number
top.
1.
Yeah, and from the moment we wrote this song June 2020. Wow. And held on to it since then.
Were you high as fuck when you wrote it?
No, sober. I'm a day sober. I don't create high, nothing. As someone who loves
It would be cooler
drugs
if you
and
did.
alcohol, I don't create anything on them. Those are escape. Like that's me shutting my brain down.
Would you do like an experimental thing?
I did mushrooms and went to the space, and then I got
Went
a
to
bad
space?
phone. I went to the practice space, and I had a really bad phone call that for some reason I answered, and then that resulted in don't pick up the phone when you're on drugs.
Which is a great song. So he did write a great song on drugs. But
No.
it was the experience.
That was the result of trying to write a song.
Right.
So what you're
I
saying
left.
is you should probably do it again.
No.
Don't.
No, because
Do
I
pick up
left.
the phone
I did
while you're on
not
drugs.
write any songs
But you
Yeah.
wrote a great song about
about that
the
moment.
phone call
Yeah.
you had.
So
So pick up the phone while you're on drugs,
Yeah.
and then tell the world about it.
Yeah. I was just on mushrooms and I answered like a text phone call and I was like, well, I'm ruined.
So you got high as fuck. Very High.
Did you say tax?
Yeah.
All right, sorry.
Very High is your magnum opus to you. Is that? does that
No,
seem-
no, it's
you
not.
didn't-
But I just
didn't
felt
want
like
it to be.
I felt like it would have such a big imprint on us, and I knew it would change the
would, like,
trajectory and the
typecast
vibe,
you.
and because even then, like, "Don't Pick Up the Phone" had not been written yet, so the drug aspect of the band was not like a thing yet. Like it was a thing I'd never sung about
This
drugs.
is like if Jerry Garcia heard this song, he'd be like, "Brother,
yeah.
me too. You got something."
But yeah, and I think the great part of the song was that there was almost no pressure to it because so it was Will's first song I ever wrote. I knew that like it was not all there from what he originally sent me, and then it was about me trying to make it like a different song from what he originally sent. I just went into it and I was like, my friend wrote a song. I'm gonna record vocals on it no matter what to encourage him. So for me, I didn't think I was making a Militarie Gun song. I thought we were just having fun.
You're like, I'm humoring this.
Yeah,
this,
I'm just-
this amateur.
Yeah, you're just, yeah, we'll see it through and then we'll get it better next time, you know, like, and then as soon as I laid the hook down, I was like,
God damn it.
what's happening?
Yeah.
You know, like this is fucked up. And we left the space that day going like, I feel like we kind of wrote a hit and like, I feel like it's bigger than any other song we've written. And I don't understand what that will do to our band. Because it's
It's fascinating to look at it. That
better song than anything we have. And then Taylor's like, that song fucking sucks.
And you were like, all right,
'cause of
I'm
it.
bold.
I got to pull up the rough mix because that twinkly lead
Okay, no, you don't have to put the rough mix.
took me all
Is
off.
that an option? Here's
No,
mix.
no.
No.
exclusive.
Okay, so check this out.
Ooh.
There is
Oh, that sucks.
in my old computer, there is us placing a bet on Very High. And I have to go in, and I'm pretty sure it's that Taylor owes me a car.
A car?
I'm
A
pretty
car?
sure. 'Cause
Yes,
he
but
said
the
he was
things
comfortable over betting because he said there's no way that song will ever be good.
But the tempo, it was like this.
No. He said there's no way that song will ever be good.
Well, there's got to be some technicalities here.
But way.
Because it's a different song.
It's not
That's
a different
a
song.
broad
Same hook.
brush.
Also, there were
Same
no
hook.
vocals that I ever heard.
Yeah, but you said
Same
no
hook.
way.
I think
There's
No.
some ways 'cause it
I
happened,
started
so-
singing on. And you said just stop.
I think we're gonna need to review the footage here.
Probably.
I need to go. I just need to boot up my old computer
If
because
the
the
bet was
iMessage has
truly,
it.
Luckily,
if the
that'll
bet
never
was
happen.
truly Taylor saying there's no way, and then there were some ways, and now the song rocks.
There were some ways I can't. It was the lead that was.
He said there's no way that song.
I gotta pull it up because
No Way is a blank check.
No Way is
No Way is a blank check.
That's the one time we made a bet with Taylor that Hugh Jackman would never be in an action movie again. That's what he said.
It's true. I lost that bet.
Logan dies. He says Hugh Jackman will never make an action movie again. He's Wolverine again.
Yeah, do you have to wait till Deadpool's out to get the check or what?
He didn't really until he came back to Wolverine.
He hasn't in a while. He wanted to.
He
wanted to sing, man.
That's the thing is he wanted to do Broadway.
Wasn't he in? He made a brief cameo in one of them.
No.
After Logan.
No. He has not done an action movie.
Now he's in the yellow
cameo
suit.
one where it was Days of Future Past.
That was way.
That was before Logan.
No, but, yeah, Logan was the actual last thing. But he was in some like garbage spy movie that he had an action scene in, so I lost on.
He lost.
So would you pay out?
He paid.
I paid Alec
He paid.
$50.
Oh,
$50, but it wasn't a car.
Not a
I'm
car.
pretty sure our bet was big because he literally was so
I
confident.
can't
so
wait to go to the.
him.
I'm gonna go to the junkyard and buy you a fucking.
I was pushing him.
$50 car.
Yeah.
I was pushing him because I was like,
You have a voice recording of the.
no, not a voice recording. I have a text message from him. That is the bet.
He's not gonna.
You could buy him like a Hot
It is
Wheels or
in
something.
my
That's a
old
car.
computer
Taylor.
because I've never erased the iMessage off that computer.
better-
I would
get
love
that.
for you to find it, but
I'm waiting
It's
for
not the
further
same-
proof. When Very High
it's not the
hits
same song.
when Very High hits 1 million in like a month and a half,
Oh, dude, not
Probably
you.
less.
2 weeks.
It's at 626,000.
Okay,
I will
maybe
say,
a month
dude,
and a half.
it's getting like 13,000 streams a day. Or
Does
something
it
like
feel good that the whole top 5 is new album?
that. Oh yeah,
It's the best.
That does not
it's
happen.
smoking them so by a million miles.
Now, is that affecting your live set? How different does it have to be?
Well, so we've been slow playing it. We're slowly adding. So like the European tour, we started the tour the day before the record came out.
Right. Yeah, I
We're
saw
not
you the day
playing
it came out.
festivals on new songs nobody knows.
Dude, on Apple Music, all 10 are their top song. All 10 is new record.
We know what
Yeah,
we're
well,
doing.
Apple
Yeah.
Music's got about 186 guys.
Yeah,
on it.
but
Let's-
still,
10%.
if what I'm saying is if Spotify showed 10,
yeah,
it might boost you even more. That's fucking
I know the
sick.
metrics. It's all
yeah, it's
Yeah.
all there.
but that's because it's released. It's like it just passed 28 days from release, so those could change. But as of right now, it's smoking old material by double at least.
That's
That's
the
the
best
dream.
case scenario.
Yeah, I don't know where we're at before that, but Taylor's
Logan,
gonna find me a
Taylor
car, I'm
buying
pretty
you a
sure.
car.
G-Wagon.
It's gonna be so
G-Wagon.
much.
That's what I'm going for.
Well, you can write it off.
It's gonna be no. You don't get to choose the car. I'm going to the junkyard and, and I'm gonna give
there
you.
was a lot of caveats on my end.
could be
I
an
remember
RC
this
car.
now.
There's no way
lot
that
of
all these
caveats on
details
my
will
end.
Yeah,
work out.
I need to see this thing.
When it crosses 1 million, I'm posting the screenshots.
Okay.
Oh my god, that's great.
You're getting a Geo Metro
Yeah, yeah.
that I'm gonna.
It'll be
You're
better
getting
than what I have right now
David
because I don't have a car.
When I
Okay.
first met
drive the
Andrew
van.
Morrissey, that was his car.
I believe
Geo
it.
Metro?
Yeah.
He's a Geo Metro.
I'm gonna
type
get
guy.
you a Geo Metro that has no wheels and park it in your driveway, and it's gonna be the worst day of your life.
So tell me about Will Logic, track 3.
We're going to do each song.
Yeah, I'm going through. We're doing the anatomy.
Will Logic, this one's annoying to me because people keep comparing it to Interpol, which I don't listen to.
Isn't that weird? We got Red Fang for about 10 years. It was like switching songs for fans of Red Fang.
That's crazy.
I couldn't fucking tell you what that is.
I wonder if DD likes Red Fang.
He for
Maybe,
sure.
Maybe.
Red Fang, dude.
So yeah, this one's because there is an Interpol song that is similar, and I understand the reference point, but then people are so shallow that they go like the entire song sounds like that, and I'm like, there's literally a 5-second part that I can hear the reference, and the rest of the song is not similar in any way. But people
But
are
the reference wasn't that at any point. In
yeah,
time.
and at a certain point, because during the demoing, people kept referencing that to me. We did things to minimize. So like the intro is mono instead of panned guitars because on their version, I went and listened to it before the record was released, and I didn't want to change the creative because it had played no part.
Right.
It played no part in the creation of the song.
Right.
So I'm not going to change what I do in relation to it.
Yeah, yeah.
So we changed the mix to be like the guitars are mono and but yeah, I don't know. I that's my favorite song to sing.
great song.
It's my favorite song to sing.
How do you feel about doing things like mono guitars for a minute? I feel like
I
you'd be
didn't have
very
to do
against
that.
Yeah. The record was mixed by Mark Needham, but he didn't hate it because
Did a great job.
What was cool was that
I was trying to get the beginning to explode.
yeah, and it explodes because then it goes wide.
Right.
So it starts mono and then it goes wide. Then the guitars go wide. That's my favorite song to sing, just because I feel like the melody is just really fun. I feel like the chorus is like the most in the Kurt Cobain bag, and I can kind of send it in a similar way, and it's really fun.
Pardon this interruption. We have got to take a break to tell you about some important stuff.
What do we got?
First of all, the Pit Recording Studio, where this very episode you are watching is being recorded, is shutting down. This is the very last and first HardLore episode shot in the pit.
Wow.
My brother Taylor, as some of you may know by now, is being kicked out of the house and studio that they've been renting for 17 years. More than anything, I think we just want to thank people for coming together to help them. And I want to thank Bo for putting that whole thing together.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it's a group effort. Everybody's helping out, and it's one of those things that it just goes to show that this thing that we're in is more than just music and more than just merch and clothes and whatever. Yeah. It's a community, and the community often comes through when it needs to.
I know he appreciates it. I know I appreciate it on his behalf. So thank you, Bo. Thank you to the listeners and viewers and anybody in the world who has helped out. All of a ton of bands that have recorded there have made some very cool shirts that will be available tomorrow. So
beautiful.
Check those out. We're going to be doing a Whatnot stream that is just to benefit the pit. So stay tuned with us. We're going to give you a date. Whatnot is the best place to buy and sell new and used hardcore memorabilia. And they have been gracious enough to cut their fee for this one whenever we do it, so that every cent made goes to the pit.
Straight to the pit. And it's great. It's like a live podcast episode where you can chat and interact with other people, with us. It's all in the moment. It's not recorded. It's just live. And if you miss it, you miss it.
So click the link in the description to get $15 off your first purchase. That will go towards 100% towards the pit. Whenever we do that, stay tuned for the date very soon.
Yeah, make sure you follow us on social media. Join the Discord, which is in the description underneath the video. Best way to stay up to date with what we got going on.
All that good stuff. And we've also got to talk to you about AG1.
Oh, I haven't taken mine
greens. Yet. Today?
I haven't taken it yet.
Me neither. I'm feeling a little sluggish. I think you're right. That's why.
Yeah, I think so.
AG1 is a daily, easy, one scoop greens supplement with all the good stuff you've been missing. You wonder, why does my body feel like absolute butt? It's because it's missing AG1.
That's it. That's all it is. I notice when I don't take it, and that's why I continue taking it. I feel great.
I don't get sick anymore.
I haven't been sick in a minute. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm just saying.
It's just, it improves your life.
We got a bunch of traveling coming up. I got a bunch of packets ready to rock.
They could have the packets too. But
you're so right.
athleticgreens.com/hardlore. You get 5 free travel packs and a year's supply of vitamin D. Don't mess it up, man.
Don't do it.
Don't miss this.
Give it a shot. Try it out.
That's right. It's also Manscaped time.
Boy, is it ever. Almost more than ever.
100%. Listen, guys, summer is over, okay?
Yeah.
Summer is Manscaped season, but I think it's important that you go into fall and winter and keep manscaping.
You have to scape your man.
You slack, and then before you know it, the lawn is unscapable.
Unscapable.
And we just can't have that. But it's not just, for trimming pubes.
No.
They got all these other products, Bo, that we use every day.
Every single day. As a matter of fact, I would say it's almost least about trimming pubes.
Yeah.
It's about trimming nose, ears, beards, stanks, everything.
Yeah.
Trim all that.
It is an all-in-one stank removal kit, realistically. Any odor you can produce in your body can be removed with a Manscaped product.
It's 1,000% correct. And what do they get if they use code HardLore?
This is maybe the most impressive part, is that you get 20% off and free shipping.
Oh.
20% off and free shipping is basically all I need to hear to buy anything.
Anything. Yeah. And this is something
I'm happy to give that to you guys.
This is something you'll actually use every day, and it's the best.
Absolutely. Please enjoy this episode. Thank you all again for supporting the pit, for supporting my brother. He's the best guy around. And I wouldn't be here without him. I wouldn't make music without him. The day he retires is the day I retire. I'd never tell him this to his face. Enjoy the episode.
Is it these first three that are getting over live like crazy?
I mean, those
right
are the
now?
ones we're playing. Right. So like we play that. We play My Friends Are. We play the first 5 songs. So
Side A.
we play side A almost.
Way to do it.
-1. Yeah. And then so far, besides Big Disappointment, nothing else live. But
You don't play Never Fucked Up?
not yet. That song is a bitch
hit,
to
dude.
sing. That song is,
Do you warm up? Do you do vocal shit?
Well, I've gone through like vocal problems recently, so I had to go.
You've had this. This is a new thing.
I had to go. Well, no, this was from
You just
played shows, and then I stayed out with MS Paint till 6 a.m. So
Last night?
No, like 2 nights ago.
You haven't. I've been with you many times in the past 2 years.
Yeah.
You've never not sounded like this.
Yeah.
I've never heard you with a normal voice.
It's because I'm always singing.
You always be singing, man.
I'm never not
You
singing.
can't stop. You can't stop him from singing.
I have a session tomorrow. I have a session the next day, and then I gotta go play a show in New York on Sunday. Like
Do you like the way you sound more when you're a little bit fried?
I think it sounds cool. I don't know. My talking voice, I don't really care about. I literally only care about like as long as I can still sing. That's all I care about. Vocal coaches have told me I talk like shit. Like I have the wrong. I speak with my throat instead of the front of my face.
Yeah, my mic's going to be fucked because you talk so loud.
Yeah.
You speak with your throat and not.
Yeah.
the
So
front
like
of your face.
that's why my voice is so deep. Is that I'm speaking in my throat. But you're supposed to speak up here with the front of your
Oh,
face.
look at that!
shit.
It takes all the bass out.
Royalty,
Yeah.
Prince Ian.
Posh.
Yeah. It's a little too posh for me.
How do
I
you
know
do that?
much.
How do you? I didn't know there was an option of how to talk. Hello. Hello.
You're supposed to speak with like your lips only.
Hello. Hello. Nah, I don't like it. You're onto something with this throat thing.
Your mother literally
The
would be.
throat
I went to do a vocal lesson with your mother,
Ugh.
and she literally just goes, "Stop, stop talking."
She did.
Yeah, and the same thing happened. I went to this freaking super Hollywood Ariana Grande's vocal coach. I started talking. He goes, "Stop, stop, 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 stop." That's like literally just like you're being destructive right now.
Holy
You are
shit.
destroying your instrument. Stop talking.
So what? I mean, could you have any tips for me?
Yeah.
After this,
Quit your-
I got a
quit a
vocal
podcast.
exercise I can send you.
Please.
You're supposed to do it in the morning before you start speaking.
What?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Places your voice.
You fuck with Jacob.
Shout out Missy from Mannequin Pussy who just sent me that.
You fuck with Jacob's Vocal Academy.
Jacob's I did, and now I'm on an app called 7 Minute Sing.
Dude, I'm trying to think of you waking up without going, "Come on, Chili." It's like impossible.
Straight up.
There's no way you're
There's
doing
no
that.
way. I'd be attacked by both of them for singing. Before you talk?
I've yet to do it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Missy sent it to me on Saturday.
Because
so-
if I wake straight up,
Yeah.
that's not. He's not kidding. It's come on, come on,
Go get him,
That-
Chili.
that's
That's what I hear in the
destructive.
morning when I sleep over there.
that's
Go get him,
destructive.
Chili.
come on.
It's so destructive.
I would do the same thing
And then
if I had chili.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
So I did 10 days of complete vocal silence.
What?
It was the
Monk.
funniest week ever.
the-
Do you have any other things?
I might have the app. My phone's inside.
You
was
didn't
sent-
talk for 10 days.
I didn't talk for 10 days. My
Full vocal rest.
voice went out too many times in a row, and I was legit scared that I ruined my life.
Yeah.
And
He was typing things and pushing play, and it was so
Like
funny.
AI?
it goes like this.
Freeman voice?
Like the one we had.
can't
They
tell.
came over to the house.
in the room is telling me to
It's crazier than that.
They came over to the house one day and we had soup.
We had some
That's
soup.
how you know how domestic the Taylor and Ian situation is. He comes over and we have
Dude,
soup.
that is personal.
It's intimate soup.
Maybe the funniest food.
Intimate.
It was winter and his voice is broken. We had soup.
Yeah. Okay.
So we had soup and the soup was very hot. So I made the thing say, and I had it set to all these strange settings, and it goes, "This soup is hot,"
The soup is too hot.
and it just sounded like It was
weird.
It was very weird.
Ta.
It like gives you uncanny valley hearing the
I
voice.
feel like you're Colin Farrell and you're Brandon Gleeson in this. area.
that adds up.
Yeah.
That is it, huh?
Yeah.
Dang, I never thought
Here,
of that.
Hubie. Come here, Hubie.
One day
Yeah.
you better watch out. He's gonna not want to be your friend.
He's gonna
anymore.
cut off his
Just don't
fucking
want to be
fingers, this
friends
guy.
with you no more.
Just don't like.
Just
him.
don't like you no more.
But yeah, so I do a lot of vocal stuff now.
7 minutes sing.
I think
Check this out, check this out. I stopped.
The set saved you more than anything, though.
the set changing. Well, I
Set
had
flow.
to learn to sing differently.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Oh,
at
just
some,
like
some
a-
point you had to as well.
A strategic set.
Well, it also just happens.
Yeah.
Without you learning.
You get invincible.
And
do
then
you have in-ears or do you just...
no, I'm trying to go to in-ears because that like we
You just
played.
got 'em.
Just got him, dude.
We just played a show so we did a European tour, so the monitors were incredible the entire time because they really put money into their sound gear in
Side
Europe.
fills are cool.
And
Yeah.
then we played our first stateside shows since the LP, and I fucking blew my voice. And it's because the monitor's all blown out, can't hear any nuance in my voice. Like
Chain reaction.
it just was rough. So we're
Those
gonna,
monitors are...
we're trying to do it for our fall tour. I really hate the look of it, but
Yeah, but you can.
you need it.
customize
You need it.
The way
Oh, I mean, look, I
Everybody
understand.
anticipates that, though, you know?
And I understand the look of a thing, and like I hate the look of like a wireless guitar pack, but it serves a practicality. where
Yeah,
it's
but
just like-
think about the most famous singer in the world.
yeah,
They're wearing.
They're playing
Yeah,
the
yeah.
ugliest
Well, I
shit
think
you've
about
ever
Tom
seen.
York using like that's one of the coolest guys
They
there is.
look cool.
And he fucking
and there's
Just
just
make them look cool. You could put a fucking
well, pop punk guys ruined it.
weed.
true, yeah, true, and
Like so
metal-
much of the way I define my life and have like since I was a small child is like, what are pop punk guys doing, and how do I not do that?
Whatever that
that's-
is, I don't want it.
I think that's kind of ultimately why your relationship works.
Yeah,
That's the one thing we despise together.
yeah.
but there's nothing uncool about like wanting to hear yourself.
No,
and
that's the
not
thing. It's
blowing
like
out your
ultimately,
voice. So I
the most humiliating thing is having people show up and pay money to see you, and then you can't deliver. That's humiliating.
I would say I've delivered. I've undelivered more times than I've delivered.
dude, it's so humiliating.
no, you're so
100%.
hard on yourself.
No, he's been there.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, but I don't. It never bothered me as much as it bothered
It's after the
sick-
set.
I can't not hear the correct thing in my head.
Yeah, but you're doing something that no one in the room, like 99% of them, can't.
Well, if you're in Europe, they'll tell you you did a pretty bad job tonight.
Yeah,
I
but
think you should do
that's-
better next time you come here.
that's
Yeah.
because they're all
Did you have any of those experiences on the tour you just did?
No,
really.
no, it was
They were good to you?
Well, I didn't
Good
talk to
tour.
many, but yeah,
Nice.
it was good.
you. Yeah, so you avoided.
I
it
was
all.
hanging out. I'm gonna just sidetrack a little bit, just a little bit. I was hanging out at the FedEx Kinko's
Oh.
and went to like Walgreens, did some stuff yesterday. And this town is fucking. You're not from here, right?
Yeah, I'm not from here.
This town is full of people in Edgar suits, and then Rosenbaum, the other guy who Edgar kills. It's one or the other. It's a rich person who doesn't know they're on planet Earth, or the grimiest person you've ever seen trying to print a single flyer and losing their minds.
I think that's the whole country.
No,
No, it's here. Everybody's doing a bit.
dude, it is so fried. Especially, I'm staying in Hollywood. It's insane.
Oh, Hollywood
You
is
can't-
fried.
you can't
Hollywood
do
That's
that.
where Will lives. Will lives in the heart of Hollywood, and it's just going over to his house is crazy.
That's
Come
his logic.
to my FedEx office. It's wonderful.
When you were here and like spending a lot of time here, did you find that people are strange?
Okay, so have you seen Bo is Afraid?
I haven't yet. No.
Bo
So
was
you know
afraid of saying it.
the neighborhood that he lives in, like
He doesn't.
He doesn't.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
very
go-
familiar.
but it's in the trailer. It's fucking
Yeah,
crazy.
okay.
That is what my block was.
Just being chased into the store.
It
by a
just like
naked
straight
guy.
up. Yeah, like it was.
You had an event every night.
Yeah. It was
you-
like always some shit happening. Like, and because it was like right where the bus line lets out.
Ian was afraid.
Yeah, I lived one block from MacArthur Park, which is like one of the most notorious drug parks in Los Angeles. And like I literally think that I think Ari Aster stayed within a block of my old apartment, and that's what he based this section of the movie on. You know, like,
Dude, I mean,
so yeah, I definitely was like, it gets straight. But also, I'm also like, there's no way in a city like this for this not to happen. This is
the
part of the course. That's it.
Just too many.
You don't judge it. It's too many people who have, do not have their needs met that are
totally
failed by society. Yeah. I don't think you're judging.
I'm talking about people
Chicago's the same.
who they're like, hey, my dog is in the Mercedes outside with the air conditioning on. I need this printed now, or I'm gonna fucking lose it.
I don't encounter that. I don't encounter many rich people, really, honestly.
Yeah, it was the opposite of that.
Unreal. Back
My
to the
friends are having a hard time. I love this song.
This is one of my favorites.
This is when I heard this one, I was like, that's track 4 for sure.
So this is one that like was kind of boring until James from Daisy put the harmonies on the chorus and just like lifted it.
Beautiful harmonies in there.
I mean, if you hear just his harmonies, it's great. It's like the Beach Boys. But we buried it because we knew that we can't
He's too good.
actually do that live as of right now.
But you sort of do. Yeah.
We do a 2-part harmony, but I think that one might be.
That one's a full.
4.
It's a
Why
queen.
don't you get the voice live pedal?
We talked
Sounds
about
too
it.
fakey. We have it. Waylon broke it before the tour.
Well, you can turn it down. That's the thing is you turn it down enough.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It's just it's cooked back there. You
Yeah.
don't even know.
So we're not going to use it either.
But
You want mine? I'll sell it to you real expensive.
They don't make them anymore.
they do make them.
They don't make the mic.
Oh, I don't have the mic.
controls
I don't
it.
have the mic.
The mic is like you can do.
Well, so
your
the
own delay
problem
bomb.
is Waylon has to do it because the harmonies are generated off of him, not me. Because if there's a part he's singing,
Well, then he
it's-
can go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that we have
It'd
it.
be even better
We
because
have
it's
it.
built. It's
That's
built for guitar
fucking
players
badass.
too.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's got cool shit in it.
But yeah, couldn't be more proud of that song. Like
Great song.
conceptually, lyrically, instrumentally.
You like that one?
Yeah.
Nice.
There's no song on there that I don't like,
Which is
at
impressive
at this moment.
for you. Like this is not your forte. This genre of music.
Right.
Yeah,
I think
but
that's why it works.
I'm open to things more in the last 3 years than I
Interesting.
was.
Is
I wonder
that
why.
because of a
I
certain
wonder why.
It's his fault.
Yeah.
It's his fault, and I would never say that otherwise.
It was the type of thing where I literally was having to inform him. Like, okay, this is a story Taylor doesn't know.
Hit me.
I had to call Justice one day because Taylor insulted all of the songs from All Roads Lead to the Gun. I sent him the demos, and Taylor like straight up clowned it to me as we were like 2 weeks out from recording All Roads Lead to the Gun, and I was like, do I cancel this session? I feel like he's being so rude. Like, why is he got to be a dick about the songs? That like, what's happening, dude?
Well, there's a biological reason behind that. But yeah, keep going.
But I was like,
We both have it though.
Yeah.
we
That's
just
why I
were talking about so much.
bounced.
But I was like, dude, why? Because he was basically implying that all roads lead to the gun.
The subject of that lunch being what they talked about is so the subject of that like
Yes. Yes.
But I remember calling Justice and being like, dude, what do I do? Like, because I wanted to cancel because he was just rude about the song. Because like to me, I was so putting my entire life into the recordings, and then it'd be like,
This isn't All Roads Lead to the Gun. This is Ian Shelton's life, heart, soul.
yeah, and he just dissed it.
Taylor,
Did I?
Oh yeah, you were rude.
how does that make you feel?
I feel sad, but I feel like I was also probably doing my job.
None of the songs changed. What side's Very High? I think he definitely also, you're saying you never heard a demo of Very High. That was, you dissed that and Big Disappointment. Those are the two songs you dissed.
Big disappointment.
You like Big Disappointment?
He dissed this.
I sure do. But you know what? I don't think I heard vocals on it.
There was vocals on everything. There was not a single song that did not have, because a song does not exist to me
here's the
until it
thing,
has
I
vocals.
don't
It's
think
not the
music-
first time I've been told I've been harsh.
I don't think music is supposed to be absorbed one time.
No,
That's
no
it.
way.
It's
It
like
takes me a bit, especially because I'm not. This isn't my wheelhouse, so I'm like laughing at things because it's like, oh, I've heard this on the radio.
Yeah.
I don't
Right, yeah,
care
yeah,
about this.
that- I get that.
So famous.
yeah,
Like when you're
yeah.
when I was a
That
young
is a great example.
when I was like a young guitar player, when I figured out how to like pitch squeal, I thought it was like hilarious. Because
Yeah.
like you only hear that and like
We also
Cool
had a
song
big
that
argument about how you guys thought a Marauder riff was funny.
it is
Oh,
funny.
dude, no,
it's
no,
objectively a funny riff.
I don't even want to talk about
So
it.
funny.
Continue.
Next.
So, Taylor.
I'm a big Coheed guy.
Yeah,
We've
okay.
talked about all the time. I don't think like you got to listen to those records 2-3 times before
Yeah, it
you
took
even
me-
know what's happening.
I think I thought it was embarrassing until I'm spin kicking in my room.
Coheed?
Yeah.
Hard as fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Shout out, that's gang right there.
Straight up.
Yeah, it is gang for him.
100%.
Going on a cruise together.
Can I come? Is there a casino?
There's a casino.
I'm there. So you, when working on a record like this, you hear it over and over and over again. You get close to it, and I know how that is for you because I know there's things you record.
I've sent you at least 30 things in the last 3 years where you've gone, well, this sucks, but sounds good.
You did a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are
Which,
they
like-
happy?
Yeah.
Then good.
I mean, that's kind of the MO, right? That's kind of the role.
That's the job.
sometimes.
He's a
It is a
documentarian.
job.
Like I think that specifically since him and I started working together, he went from an engineer to a producer.
In a way.
Like
He's been producing.
I've always
But-
interjected, but now I actually...
now he makes it a part of
Yeah.
the title. Now it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Well, like,
he's
you
going
should.
in like
Yeah.
You have the ear.
and I
yeah.
think
Back cover.
I don't know. I don't think I wouldn't say that Crime and Punishment is one of the first, but I was emphatic on the fact that his name be on there as producer.
You wanted
That's nice.
song input.
yeah,
whereas
because I literally was like, how do I make these songs better? You know, like
50, I would say it used to be maybe 70-30 where bands would actually want input. Now it's 50-50
Nice.
probably. But
This has like, so there's a difference. Like in hip hop, producer means
you wrote the songs.
you wrote the song.
yeah, you do
Yeah.
everything.
With this, it's like, Ian Shelton wrote the songs, and then the other.
and then the vibe curation surrounding
There's
it is
sonics and performance, which I file under production.
right.
If I'm moving a knob that's not in here, that's production to
So
me.
true. If
Well, but also there's if I'm fixing a harmony, if I'm adding a lick to a riff, that's production. Sometimes you get writing credit for it, but other times you don't. But to me, it's all filed under one thing.
like Will Logic. The harmony is him. He conceived of that part, and
He keeps tabs of these things.
I have a fucking Rolodex. I know any part that did not come from me.
I
in these
could
songs.
never do that. It happens. It comes out of my brain, and then I forget about it.
I know, I get that because there's a little bit that's like, why the fuck didn't I fucking think of that?
Well, it's good to know. Like, like people can get really attached to the auteur bullshit, and it means like nothing because it does not result
matter.
in
The-
greatness.
the
You know,
end-
like
end
It's also
product-
the worst thing.
The
Yeah.
end product is the only thing that matters.
Like and I joked about it on a different podcast, but everyone uses my name first no matter what. So it's like, why would I not just steal all the great ideas in the room because everyone's going to assume it was me, you know, like, but at the same time, I keep trying, like Phil Odom is another person where like, I'll be like, oh yeah, you came up with that part or that was your thing. And he goes, how do you know that? You know, like, and
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
don't
oh, well, I
ever
know that I
remember
didn't, I know what I came up with.
It
you
is
know, like,
interesting to that you're like frontman, face of the band, and then the ass of the band too. Like you're doing everything else too.
for sure that.
well, not everything else, but it's. But at the same time, there's so much else. Like Nick Cogan's guitar tone, like and his style. Like I wrote riffs. Nick played almost every riff on the record because
he's got magic
the
fingers.
most competent hands in the band. You know.
Swag and hands.
Yeah, I don't need anybody to play out of fairness.
That's nice.
I
And-
want the best performance.
And why ever would I play drums if Vince Wynn is in the room? You know, like that dude is a monster.
I think we
You're not even
glossed
allowed to
over
touch the
Vince
kit.
a little too fast before.
Yeah.
Vince is one of the best drummers in the game. Right?
Yeah. 100%.
I don't think. Well, we went over him so fast because his performance was done so
nice.
fast.
Yeah.
Right. We
But
did a
I
one
want to
take.
stop
Yeah.
and focus. I want to. This is a specific to Vince. You're doing great, buddy.
He's doing great. Next
job.
thing.
Yeah. but you know, like him and Nick are two of the best in the game, period. And therefore they're the ones that should be playing the goddamn songs.
Nick ripping the Beatles solo was like the thing where I was like, fuck.
Yeah, so we did
Or
a
John
we did a
Lennon,
John Lennon
yeah.
cover. We did that 2 days before we started tracking Life Under the Gun. It was New Year's Day. And Nick, nobody knew the guitar solo part. And Nick learned it on the spot.
What song?
Give Me Some Truth.
Okay.
And he learned it on the spot in like 5 minutes.
It was awesome.
Sick.
Because I
And
thought
just-
I was going to have to go to fucking tabs.com.
And he
look
just
it up.
did it. He just did it on the spot, and that was
Nice.
it. You know, like, yeah,
That's
incredible.
impressive. I
But and that's like I've direct music videos, right? I direct things, and that's how I view this role is like I'm just directing the project. You know, like
Oh, okay.
I'd rather have a great actor in my place than me be in front of the camera. You know,
Is there a production nugget that Taylor provided in particular that stands out where you were like, damn?
I mean,
That
the
was sick.
Will Logic harmony is one of my favorite parts of the record. I mean, that part is really incredible. I'm trying to think. I mean, it was such a long process, honestly. And then for me, it was like a year before that too. So it was a lot of steps.
Sure.
Instruments were also done in like a week, and drums and bass were done a month before, because we had to kind of slide into 606 time that was available.
Right.
And then I did 2 records, and then we went back to Military Gun.
How much did you just listen to those drums and bass?
Not at all.
Not at all, but he was.
They were
going,
not bounced out for me.
But he was like, "When are you done?
Yeah.
When are you done? Can we
Yeah, I was
start
literally
guitars?"
like, can we just get in there? Just
You got a day?
If you get done a week early, we can start a week early, right?
Yeah, I'm impatient as fuck. That's
Oh,
why
me
the first
too.
song's called "Do It Faster."
You fucking with tracking packages or what?
Oh,
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you about like what is that about?
That song is
Like specifically,
like,
what is Do It Faster
in
about?
its most earnest sense is like it's about not getting signed. It's like about like
Oh, that was
reality.
the worst. Never mind. Continue.
What?
That how long it took.
Yeah. It was like waiting on other people to decide your fate, you know? And I made it sound like it's about like a stoner friendship, which is also a thing. Because I've had those friendships, and you're just like, I'm a chronically early person. I showed up to this at 11.
11:45.
What?
So
That's why we went to lunch.
So this started at 2 p.m. That was our scheduled
Yeah,
time.
we
I
started
showed
at
up at
2.
11. So that gives you a sense of my vibe.
Jesus.
Had sugarfish though.
Yeah. And but it was like ultimately I just felt like pretty out of control in the fact of like things I couldn't affect, and just wanting the reality to change quicker. So like really ultimately like kind of points back to like not getting signed.
Speaking of quicker, the first person on the thanks list on this album
Yes.
is Michael Quick, aka Cheddar.
From Candy.
Tell me about why Michael Quick is first on this thanks
So
list.
number one on the thanks list, because that was the person that made me realize that this had a broader appeal than just signing to a hardcore label and doing whatever kind of
Going through the motions.
going through the thing that we see a lot of bands in our peer group do. Not as a criticism, not as anything else, but I sent it to him. He was working at a publicity agency, and he said, "Is it cool if I hand this to my boss, who is this guy Nick Dearl, who is now our current publicist?"
Wow.
He gave it to Loma Vista. We started having phone calls. We didn't get signed at that time, but those phone calls were what made me not sign with a label and instead release All Rosie the Gun independently, because, like I realized there's
There were
maybe
some
somewhere
nibbles.
else to go.
Yeah.
There's maybe somewhere new to go with it.
So Cheddar.
And Cheddar did that, like straight up, like, and he was like the person that like would keep me updated. He's like, "This is what they're saying right now," like.
Oh, inside man.
And he was the inside man, and I remember. I mean, he was the person who's like, "Would you ever like consider like signing to like a label with with this?" And I was like, I mean, as much as I would anything else, I would love that. And at the time, not even knowing what that meant outside of our sphere.
Right.
But he was the person that made me realize that all this was possible.
Wow.
And so number one in the thanks list, because we would have just, this record would have been out a year ago, and the reality would be
Gave
very
it a
different.
Career.
Yeah.
Do it bigger.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whoa. Next song.
It don't
First-
get any cheddar than that. All right, what's next? We got Think Less, track 5. Tell me.
That's the
Think Less.
beef track.
Ooh.
That's the beef track.
Do you want to elaborate? Or
There's been I got some phone calls the other day because I aired it out in a podcast. But
Uh-oh.
Oh, okay.
Has it been discovered?
no, it's not widely discovered. But there's a group of people I've been beefing with for like 15 years.
Oh.
Everyone in the Northwest is a coward, so nobody fights.
Oh, okay.
And I've written a lot of songs about them in the past, and this was like starting to feel tired, but it was like a thing that I still was revisiting in my mind. And that's why, and the song like starts like on straight beef, and then at the end it ends up being like a list of people I've fucked over. Do they think the same of me? And so it's like meant to be like this beef shit is futile, because in the end someone.
So it's a beef track, but it's also like, come on.
It's introspective.
Yeah, it's like it's just meant to be like.
Maybe it's me.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because at the end of the day, I've hurt someone the way they've hurt me, and like,
Of course.
ultimately, I got to just let that shit go. And huge part of the record is just like talking about forgiveness
I
and
like that.
moving on with your life. So,
Forgiveness.
Beautiful.
so fuck them.
It's beautiful.
I hope they get O'Doyle rules. You know.
Okay, so it's back.
So it's-
Oh
I
no,
mean,
no, yeah.
it's
Fuck
never
it. It's
gone.
Life,
Okay.
yeah.
Hey,
Crash
works
the
for
van.
me.
Who cares?
Works for me. Track 6, return policy, side A closer. This is a
Side
great-
A closer.
this is a great one.
This is meant to be like Rollins Band in the beginning.
Ooh, cool.
I want it to be like Rollins Band, then go into like a classic rock song in the second verse. Like it's like meant to like It has like 3 phases, where it starts just harsh, and then like gets the
Are
chorus.
you telling him these anecdotes as you're recording? So
No.
that
Well, sometimes because it'll be like, oh, well, there needs to be an acoustic guitar under it because like I want this specific type of thing, or like
does he push back on that, or
But
is
sometimes I don't want the reference in my head
he, yeah,
because I want the song to live for itself.
Michael Scott
And
versus whatever. the
yeah,
other
I don't
is.
know if he like specific. Yeah, well, we also listened to the songs so much together before because the demos had been done for so long, so he had heard all those, so he had heard
There's
a
things
fair
where
representation.
there were things where like, oh, this is a thing I need to happen from the demo.
Okay.
And then there were things where we also do a lot of like, okay, we're holding this. We're going to try every song with this thing and see where it sticks.
Oh.
That's
like
fun.
like
That's
putting
great.
percussion on every fucking part until, oh, that's obviously good. This is bad. We put 12 string all over the
all
record.
over the record.
that's
yeah.
cool.
And then
Electric
it
and
ended up on
normal
what,
and
4
acoustic.
songs? 3 songs?
Yeah.
But
Just
it's on.
playing the entire song, 12 string over.
No, I'd be
No,
like,
no,
oh, the
just, like,
chorus on
moments.
this one would be cool with that,
Thicking it up.
and then
And then be like,
works
nope,
about-
never mind.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
See, we could have used all this a long time ago.
Well, that's why I want to get a 12 string for the next
The
one.
You're good at this now, huh?
I'm pretty good at this now.
You like?
been-
Do you
hey,
like?
the next
you
Two
realize
Songs
for a
record is gonna
living?
be fucking
Do
insane.
you realize how long it's
Can I
been?
say that there might be a new
Yeah,
one
no,
in the
it's
future?
fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
been-
going to be insane.
I'm going to use
You guys are
all
gonna
the
go
tricks.
crazy.
Or I'm going to use
And I want
none of
a
the
part.
tricks.
You want a part?
I want a part.
I want to
We'll
part.
talk.
Why wouldn't you have a part?
I want a part. I just am
You should have
stating it. I want
assumed.
a
You
part.
should have assumed you would have a part.
I'm gonna have a part.
There it is.
So side B, we're at side B territory now. When putting this together for the modern listener, do you fear side B? Are you like nobody's getting there?
No, because I like it to still pick up steam. Like I said, like smaller music publications are like, oh, side B is better than side A. You know, like
Always.
I like feeding into those
We
sorts of
feel
things.
that
That's
way.
where
So-
you put the interesting songs.
Yeah, and that's why I sway 2 and C around there. The only thing that changed from my original sequence, to the final was the swapping of return policy and seizure of assets.
Think
I could see
Less
that.
got bumped.
Think Less originally wasn't on the record.
Well, that's what I mean.
Oh, wow.
It got
Yeah, yeah.
inserted into
Yeah.
track into side
So my thing was like seizure of assets and Never Fucked Up Once are the pop songs, and I had them like separated by return policy because it's a little more like intellectual. But then I realized, I think Taylor was like, well, that just kind of like muddies up what you're trying to do. Like, why not do the smart song and then go into 2 banging
Change
pop
the
tracks?
mode.
Yeah, like, and so that was a big producer Taylor moment. Honestly, was
Hey.
changing the sequence. right
Sequence
there.
is a big thing.
Yeah, I think we both care about
Fuck your
sequence
shit
a
up.
lot. Like,
I like
sequence-
records.
I think the 4 guys in this room care about sequence.
Yeah,
more
sequence.
than
So
most
that's.
people.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we kind of already covered this, but like, you record more bands than anyone else in here. So like, how an attitude that I've come across, or I should say, a school of thought that I've been exposed to recently is like, it doesn't matter what the order is, because playlists are such a prevalent thing.
But it always matters what the order is because the end art piece is still, in my opinion, what matters the most. All the other things are important. Yes, playlists are the thing that's going to make your band big, but I think that
temporary.
your physical art should still be the sickest it could be.
It is true that playlist will eventually get deleted.
The playlist,
Vinyl.
the playlist lasts a month at most.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that, like we.
Unless it's extreme metal workout.
Yeah,
We,
the
uh,
workout has been fucking. They're killing
The
it.
workhorse.
Yeah.
Thing's awesome.
It's rare that you get on the ones that you stay on.
Yeah.
And like right now, so our focus track when the record came out was Never Fucked Up Once. So that's been getting our like 3rd most plays because of its position in the record paired with playlisting, all these things. But it's about to get kicked off of all of those playlists because it's been a month. You know, so like that now ceases to exist. That's just it's just a normal song on a record after that.
The record,
you know, like,
and that's what lives forever.
and the record is
now
what
it's
lives
track 8 on that record.
Yeah.
So
but
anybody under 19,
they might not hear it.
make
Yeah. But that's when you start doing the things where, like, going into tour, we're gonna have a playlist at the top as our artist pick. That's that's gonna basically be the set list.
Oh.
So here's what we're training you to enjoy, because we're going to play it live. I went to Paramore's fucking Apple account, and they have a playlist pinned to their thing. It's just the set list.
Oh, what?
Why wouldn't you do that? That makes perfect
The
sense.
set list. You want to have a nice time at our show?
shit.
Here's the set list.
Dude, if I see
you know?
a big band now, I go to setlist.fm. I look at what they're playing on the tour.
Absolutely.
And if it's not good, I don't go.
Guided by Voices is one of my favorite bands. They have entirely too many songs.
Yeah.
And they play mostly modern song. They play half and half, like half new, half old.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go and learn every new song I don't know, so I could actually enjoy the
it.
2.5 hour performance.
Yeah, that's a
I
lot.
went and
Because otherwise I'm gonna hate it.
I saw The Cure. We talked about this already, but I saw The Cure like a month ago, and their set list was 41 songs.
Yeah, I heard that all the
had
biggest
that
songs
many?
are at the end, right?
Dude, their encores were like science. It
Yeah.
was perfect.
But I don't understand. Okay, so as a set list creator,
Yeah.
I love starting with the song.
Mm-hmm.
I want to start with one of the biggest songs.
I mean, I think
personally, like I don't know. That has to be a hardcore thing, because I don't think big rock acts do that. I don't think that
No,
it's
that's
like
always the
advised.
encore.
It's yeah.
Well, dude, you ever seen Kiss?
No, I've never seen Kiss.
It's Detroit Rock City,
Okay,
and you're standing there going,
They open.
Dude.
Wow.
and they rise from a fucking elevator to dan. So some bands get it.
Yeah.
I just
mean,
love that. But then I've been
Metallica
thinking,
would open with Sandman for a long time.
I've been thinking about it in the way of sometimes the crowd does need to get warmed up. So if you open with your biggest song and they need to be warmed,
Yeah.
that song was thrown in the trash.
As long as it's
No,
Like
100%.
that's
100%.
as long
done.
as it's like strategically placed, I think it doesn't really matter.
We-
What was
we-
that fucking somebody that I used to know guy?
Go to you.
Gautier.
Gautier played that song just in the middle of the set
Yeah.
and
Badass.
didn't address it. Just played it. Next song.
We've definitely, when we go to Europe, so specifically on support, we'll put 3 songs before the big song.
Yeah.
So the end of the first block is the first song you're supposed to react to for the most part, because they're specifically for support, slower to enter the room, like you really have to kind of bring them in, you know, and
This
so
is what we sound like. You know this one.
yeah,
See,
exactly.
This is
Set
we're
list science.
talking. This is insider
It's a
baseball.
science,
kind of
man.
thing,
It
you
is.
know?
People don't know
Yeah.
how much goes into this
Sequencing
shit.
on a record and sequencing for a set list. I mean, that's like
It'll drive a man insane.
Well, I have our next European tour set list written.
That's awesome.
I sent it to. We have to have a fill-in drummer for that tour, and I sent it to him, and he was like, "Holy shit!" And I was like, He texted me 2 days later. I learned it. I was like, okay, well, that's crazy. You learned 20
That's
songs.
devastating.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Is it tough to play without Vince when he's doing Modern Color stuff?
We've only had to do it once before, but yeah, it's about I want to put a gun in my mouth.
It's the worst thing in the world.
Good fill in though.
Amazing feeling. David Stallworth from
Oh, dude, from Terrain and
Terrain and Cola Boy.
Cola Boy.
Yeah.
He's a
Oh,
gangster.
Wait, is he doing the
Gangster.
tour?
He's
Happy-
doing Europe.
Happy
A boy's first
19th
time in
birthday.
Europe.
Yeah. We're bringing an 18-year-old with us
That's
to
incredible.
Europe.
Holy shit.
Is he still going to be 18?
I'm pretty sure he was 17 the first
He
time we
was.
played with him,
He
so
was.
he's going to be 18 now.
We got to
You know
stop.
what? He's an
these
old
kids.
soul.
Yeah.
Never fucked up once.
Well, we never talked about Seizure of Assets.
didn't.
But we
Great
talked about
song.
sequence. It's that was in my many dirtbag tendencies. That's just me not paying. I don't pay bills as best as I can.
Is it? Do you have a?
So I got too many parking tickets, and the city took my car, and I just was like, "Well, y'all can keep it."
That happened to me. I did the same thing when I was
just-
18.
Do the bills go away
Well,
Yeah.
if they keep the car?
Yeah.
I can't comment too much on this bit. I'll explain it afterwards.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
You got it. You
my
got it
I got
Oh.
a thing. I got a thing that accidentally is a loophole, but we're gonna keep riding on it.
Okay.
all of my shit got wiped because they took the car as collateral.
Whoa. It's a good deal.
I called them and was like, I'm not coming for the car. It has an electrical problem I can't afford to fix already. Why would I pay all these parking tickets?
Yeah.
And I was like, what can I do so you stop running up the bill in my name? And they're like, you could bring us the title, but we're going to keep charging you every day for 30 days. And I was like, well, burn in hell.
Come find me.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
That was it. Let that car go.
They took his assets. Therefore,
seizure. He had
Now I have to
Side
walk.
B, baby.
Track
I have to walk.
he had a seizure.
Never fucked up once.
Never fucked up once. Again, a track Taylor I think originally didn't like, but again I think it's in the production. It's in the things that make the song. Like its final rendition. Like I was originally talking to him. I was like, I wish I wasn't so harsh. He's like, that's what makes the song good. Again, but that's what the entire conversation for the last record was I was like, I'm too harsh, and he's like, no, that's what makes the record good.
Do you
So
wanna
sometimes
do-
he knows that, and I don't.
Do you want to do more shit like this, Taylor?
Yeah, and we have.
But
Yeah, we did the MS Paint record together.
not
Yeah.
specifically with Ian or with like.
I would do.
Oh yeah, how would you do a record? Say that like the next, like a band that wants to be us comes to you, LP, offering as much money to do this long of a session.
I would do it.
You'd do it, but how would you hold up?
I'd
Be fine. I would. I have that part of my brain well trained now.
Yeah. Do you find it like a good?
You'd have
kind
your
of challenge?
tricks.
I
I
don't think it
can't
would
wait
be,
to see these tricks.
I don't think it would be a challenge.
You don't think it would be a challenge?
No, I don't think it would because like
I don't mean.
Well, ultimately, he's not
challenge,
having
but
to write it. He's not having to do like he's just enhancing the things brought to him. Like,
that's what that's a good producer.
if it was
I don't
on
want-
him to create the new song, like that wouldn't be a thing. He wrote
No,
a lead
no.
on "Let Me Be Normal." Like he is a part of our writing group. Like
I definitely don't mean challenge in like a derogatory way. I
Sure.
mean it as like a fun challenge.
It would be it would be great. I would have.
You love
I
out of the
really
box things.
really love when I get to do records that aren't about mosh parts because to me those are easy because that's just like me. I could do mosh. Give me a mosh part, I'll fix it. I'll make it so much better. I'll make sure you play it great. I'll put your hand in the right position so that you're chugging right. When it's like twinkly shit that I maybe don't listen to all the time.
twinkly, I would not describe our record as
No, I wouldn't. No, I'm saying if I got something
I'm
else,
offended.
if I got something else, I have fun with something new to me.
What type of like genre would you say no to?
When you guys had your pee break, Sean joked and said, "So you want to do my hip hop stuff?" And I was like, "That's probably the thing I would do a bad job at." Like I don't.
But he's also offered to help my brother out.
But I have done that. But that's the thing.
He hasn't done it
I'm
yet,
not-
but
I'm
he
not
hasn't had
gonna-
to.
But I'm not going to sit and write beats for him.
Yeah.
but one time you chopped and screwed this Luther Vandross thing and turned it into like a hip hop beat. It was sick.
I have no memory of
Yeah,
that.
exactly. It was good.
How
It's
long
in
ago?
him. 10 years, 12,
What
13.
the
probably
fuck
years.
did I do that for? For no reason?
No, there was a reason, but it didn't work out. But he could do it. He's capable of it. So I know what you're capable of more than you do.
So
does Ian.
to talk about other bands,
Yeah.
it would be good to mention that we did produce the MS Paint record together, which I would like to know. What was your first opinion of MS Paint? Because your first opinion on things are not always. You're usually
The
negative.
last one.
I think I was like, I think you showed me Hardwired, and I said, I think I liked it immediately, but it's like weirdly catchy, and obviously I think I have to talk a lot of people into MS Paint at first. So
But that's because of the world you're coming from. Whereas the punk world is not feeling that. They're like
this
they're
is
in.
the
Yeah.
This is it. We found what we've been looking for.
Yeah.
but I think I saw the potential in it instantly. And it's like still kind of hard. Like there's no singing.
It's heavy.
I described it as Rage Against the Machine with synthesizers. And that's kind of where my mind went with it, was I made it a little more aggressive than they seemed like they could be.
There's also a difference between like, hey, what do you think of this? And hey, what do you think about working on this?
There's a little, I think
There's like, ooh, the possibility.
but it wasn't brought to me because you showed me the demo as just like you should check this band out.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't remember what the.
And I thought it was cool.
I think Taylor is the one that talked me into producing the record because I was like, I
Also
really want,
possible.
because they sent me stuff that I didn't feel like was always all the way there, and then I was like, I'm so busy, but I fucking love. I feel like this band has like insane potential, and just needs that last like 3% of help, And then and he's like, you should do. I mean, I was here pacing the block when I called them and was like, hey, can I say something really out of pocket to you? And invite myself into your record and ask you to come to LA to record it?
Because they had it done.
Oh.
In their mind, they had it done.
Demoed or
No, recorded.
Oh,
And you're like, what if no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what ended up happening.
Redid the whole thing?
I called them and I said, and I'm not talking out of school. I think that they've said this in interviews as well. But I was like, there's no other Hardwired on the record, which was their hit.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, I would like to come to Mississippi to work with you, and then we'll write some songs, bring them to Taylor, and then Taylor will make them sound dope. And it's funny because Dee Dee, the singer, like did not know what Taylor was, what Twitching Tongues was, what Nails was, nothing. But their bass player Randy is the hardcore guy, and he's like, the guy from Nails, the guy from Nails is saying he wants to work on our record, you know, like, and then that's what happened. So
Now
Now
Dee Dee's
fan.
obsessed.
now Dee Dee's obsessed with Twitching Tongues.
You guys
literally
are
the only
each
thing.
other's #1 fans now.
Pretty much. I really
Happy
love
birthday,
that
Dee
band.
Dee's Dee's birthday.
Dee Dee's
Oh, happy
yeah.
birthday, Dee Dee.
When it comes out, who knows? But
Yeah.
It's gonna be months from now, weeks from now. Yeah, you guys did a great job. That's out, right? That's
That's out. That's
yeah,
out.
yeah.
That's out, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
that,
hope we get to do the next one. That's I don't know what their goals are. But
that would be great. I mean, that's like, I would say Life Under the Gun, MS Paint, and like maybe Drain and Suicide Silence. Those are like my favorite things the last 5 years. RJC too.
They're all vastly different from each other.
They are, and that's the thing is I think that I just look at music a little differently now, where I can see what the cool parts are, or the things that I can contribute, and the things that I can make sound cool. Because I really like sonics. Like, he flew there and fucked with the songs, twiddled a little bit, wrote some songs with them, brought them here, and I said, well, I can make this explosive. This can be sick. Well, let's double this. I'm gonna compress the fuck out of this.
He comes in and he's like, oh, this song, the synth is the driving part, so let's have the synth be the panned part and the bass down the middle.
Is filling it
and
up.
then the next song is bass is wide, synth down the middle, because they're you know, like they changed the roles, and that's all him. Like, I'm not pitching that. That's him being a producer, you know, like, and that's where we compliment each other. Is I care about the songwriting first and foremost. Like, I'm fine with something sounding like shit if it's a good song, but Taylor's like the Sonic guy, you know?
He loves Sonic.
I love Sonic. I actually did buy the
More
new
of a
Sonic and
salesman.
didn't play it.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Continue.
He's more of Knuckles vibe, right?
I like that.
I know you
he's
do.
an echidna.
He's very echidna-esque. We got Big Disappointment up next. This is fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
Tell me about this one.
This was old song. This was on All Roads Lead to the Gun.
So this is the only re-recording?
This is the only re-recording, yeah. Justice was somebody who told me that he felt that people would talk about this song for a long time the first time he heard it. And I like am chasing making that true. I don't think it's like the best song on the record. I think it's one of the best. It's our biggest live song.
Is it?
It is. Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
But it took a minute. It was a grower.
but that's because the first shows we played were before it was released, and then our first tour happened 3 weeks after the release of the record. So it wasn't like Do It Faster is a song that has,
But it wasn't a single, and it grew into a big song.
It
Yeah.
Growed into a big
Growed into a
song.
big
Yeah,
song,
yeah.
man.
Huge,
it's a
man.
big old boy now. And yeah, so I just was like, yeah, I want to make what Justice said
Wanna
true, you know, like
Wanna make
prophecy.
Papa proud.
yeah, well, I mean,
Papa
straight
J.
up, I mean, like,
Papa John.
I mean, Justice was such a huge influence on this whole thing, you know, like this moment in hardcore doesn't happen without Justice. Like,
I would say the last 15 years.
yeah.
A few moments.
Justice has been the leader of this
Yeah.
shit for a long time now, and we're all
Yo, what if the song like did something else right here?
you're a genius.
That's honestly the conversation we have the most together, is that where he'll be like, even I, like, you gotta not shut your mind off from the opinions of others, because somebody else might have this perspective about what you're making
Yeah.
that you would never think of, that just is just going to make it better. So
Yeah.
when you get into the ego mode of just like, I don't care what you have to say, you're only hurting whatever you're doing.
Definitely. And I mean, Justice is like one of the first people who ever took a chance on me, like as a person. And like, I cold emailed this man asking, can I make a music video for your band? He said, yes. We made that music video.
Yeah, we could do that.
Since then, you know, like it's grown into, he was on a RJC record. He like, we've done so much. I've been on Cold Mega music. Like, so yeah, he's just deeply influential. So when he says something about like, I think the song is special. It's like, okay, I'm going to take that seriously and I'm going to lean on that. I'm going to try to make that true because you see the potential in it. So yeah, then that was a big reason why I got re-recorded, was that it was just like, this song is special, but I don't think we got it completely right the first time.
So you prefer the re-recording?
Oh yeah, I mean the melody's better. The melody's different for the chorus, just slightly.
It's so difficult to do.
Well, you got you went and sang it on tour for a month.
You got the nuance.
So the live nuances and inflections got added to the song.
All Roads Lead to the Gun, we had never played a show. You know, like that was a studio record from a guy that had never sang before in his fucking life.
And the first show was fucking lit.
Yeah, and it was fun the whole time. But it's like, you know, I had a lot to learn as a singer, and that song benefited from that. So
How was Chicago the other day?
it was amazing.
I didn't even ask you.
It was amazing. I was a little nervous because I saw some big horseshoes.
Yeah.
And I combated that by being like, listen,
The shoe fit?
we are the softest band on this show by 10 miles. Like, get up here. There's no mosh parts. Get up here. And it worked. And the show was awesome.
Fuck yeah.
Did you eat?
Did I eat?
Do you
food?
eat?
Did you eat in Chicago?
I had
you
I had 2 Chicago dogs
Oh,
nice.
just from the food cart. In the
Yeah.
It was
That
good,
place
though.
is pretty
It was
good.
though.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sway 2, you've been dying to talk about this one.
We already kind of did.
This is your favorite song, right?
This is my favorite
Ian's
song.
favorite song.
Yeah.
It's up there for me.
So I mean, this is like the funny podcast. So I haven't been like talking about too much of like the emotional element of the songs,
Please.
but huge part of the record is like talking about regret and hurting other people and like trying to keep moving with your life in a way that feels all right, even though knowing there's like all these things behind you. And I really struggle with that, of being like, you know, like if it's exes, if it's ex-friends, if it's anything, you know, like, because I feel like I live my life in opposition most of the time. Like I am a very spiteful person. But with that, if someone's no longer in my life and I don't feel spiteful towards them, I feel uncomfortable winning without them. If that makes any sort of sense, like it's a guilt of like someone that you used to know. And go TA.
Yeah. I didn't say it, but I thought it.
Halfway through the set, he played it.
But yeah, I don't know. It's like that's a huge part of the record, is just being like embracing the idea that like there's all these past relationships and all these people that have hurt you, you've hurt, whatever. Yeah. And this song is like the first verse. It's like a very conceptual song, which the other songs are not. Every other song is written almost completely freestyle, like lyrically, where I have no lyrics written going into demoing it. And I start making sounds and slowly they turn into words. So like when it comes time to write down the lyric sheet, I'm writing all of that down for the first time, for the most part.
He's a freak.
You do that on every song?
Pretty much, besides Sway 2.
So you're the Hetfield. You're a Hetfield guy.
Besides Sway
This
2
monster
and Return
lives.
Policy, because those are the conceptual songs
Wow.
on the record. And so this one was very conceptual. So it was very premeditated. Again, Phil Odom made the melody in advance, like sent me a piano part of and so I was like, all right, so I know the cadence, you know, like
Now you just need syllables.
and now I need the words. And
You could probably do that again. Huh? You could probably do that some more.
yeah, oh definitely, yeah.
Like the melody.
And yeah, so I don't know. And so it's very conceptual of like the first verse is trying to escape blame. Like someone else has made my decisions for me. Like, because I can be a very manic person. I've burned my life down like 5 times just because I suddenly am like, I don't know, I feel crazy. Gonna just get rid of it all. And then I do that. And then I'm like, what happened? You know? And so like, it's about that feeling of like mania where you're like, first verse is like, I wasn't there that day. You know, like, I don't know. I wish none of this happened. And then the second verse is being like, yeah, okay, I did it. And that fucking sucks that I chose to make those decisions. And then the bridge is like, can you trust your own feelings? And the lyrics are, what do you trust when your brain flips in trauma and lust? Because that's like so much of what makes our interpersonal relationships
That's humanity, baby.
is this like, you know, intersection of trauma and lust. I mean, trauma and lust is like what makes relationships, you know?
Yeah.
It's the way you relate to the opposite sex. And yeah, I don't know. I've never been more proud of a lyric than that. I don't
Awesome.
think. 'Cause,
Good shit.
So yeah, very conceptual song, heavier song, but
Ian's favorite song.
yeah, favorite song on the record.
It's one of Taylor's
Taylor
favorite
really
songs,
likes
too.
it
It's one of
too.
my favorite songs.
It's because the most like classic rock.
It's got
I wanted it to sound like Rolling Stones, but then
musical.
Nick refers to it as the Red House Painters song,
mm.
which I love Red House Painters too. So, and Mark Needham mixed Red House Painters.
Oh, there you go.
You got a
Boom.
favorite Stones record?
Mine's Sticky Fingers.
Okay.
For sure. That's probably the most obvious one, but
Do you have a
that's
favorite Onyx member?
Sticky Fingers.
Sticky Fingers. Mine too.
I didn't think that I would get a rap reference.
I got you.
on this podcast.
wow. I mean, trust me, it's not a.
We'll pull him
current
out.
one.
No, sure
That's
isn't.
fine. You know.
What do you mean? He's relevant.
Well,
Yeah, when he was on Eminem's Marshall Mathers LP, for sure.
there you go.
All right, so there's
See you around. This might be my favorite song.
Really? Wow. I remember it being sent to you, and Taylor was like, Colin likes that one.
Oh,
Which, like, trust me, there's nothing but self-consciousness surrounding this song.
Oh,
it's
I mean, I
great.
can see that.
The demo version, I think I just hated how
The vocals were off time.
there was another thing.
No, there was less happening. There was only the Mellotron,
No, but
the
the
one layer.
vocals, the way the vocals sounded.
Oh, it's because they're tuned. So,
But they were like on purpose, like so you can hear the
like Cher vibes.
no, what it is.
Yes, it
Oh,
was
dope,
like that.
dude.
It was like that.
But I'm all in on that.
Okay.
If you hit me with like some Believe, like obvious one,
It was,
I would take that over trying to tuck it
So
in.
what it is I make all my demos on my phone. So Phil Odom did the keys for that song, and we like it was like me standing over his shoulder, being like, "No, do something like this," you know. And then then he just exported it, and then I just went to I went and recorded it without him on my phone, and I just cranked the auto tune because a lot of the time I don't even that early on. I'm not like my ears and mouth are not totally in tune, and I'm like needing a little help finding where I'm trying to go.
I thought it was an aesthetic choice,
No, it was just a demo.
but I thought it was
Which
a
all the
demo
demos have
with an
auto-tune
aesthetic.
on.
Yeah, but that would have been a dope aesthetic choice.
Do
Someday.
you
You're
believe in life?
You're telling me
after that?
Believe doesn't go
Yeah, but
hard as
how?
fuck?
But it rocks
I don't hate
without it.
auto-tune.
Oh, it does. It's my favorite song on the record.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
but
saying.
that's just like saying like a particular distortion is too much or something. Like
It's just
sort
an
of
effect.
flavor.
Sort
At that extent, it's just an effect.
But it was like a chill song, and it's like classic sounding with a fucking Mellotron.
If you have
I
been
don't
going-
want to hear it sounding like T-Pain over a fucking Mellotron.
Dude, T-Pain is one of the greatest singers.
You know what I'm
ever
saying?
lived.
the
Yeah.
aesthetics clash.
Sure.
So
Most emotion he's shown the
He's
whole
like, no,
record.
I
You know
didn't
what I'm
this is
saying?
T-Pain, I swear.
Yeah.
T-Pain's the goat.
Not dissing anybody. I'm saying
this is also one that's like very much, not only is it meant to like nod to my love for the Beatles, but my love for Kanye West, where he does really amazing minimal songs. And minimalism became a really big part of his thing, like Yeezus and on. And yeah, I don't know, that like the idea to go like, we don't need anything else is a crazy decision, you know, like,
especially when you have the world at your fingertips.
Yeah,
Like, you
yeah,
can
yeah.
do anything else.
and so we did some layering, like the song gets bigger, like the demo was just the one Mellotron part, nothing changed, and it was just vocals. And then we added, it's funny because we used the guitar on the Mellotron. So it's like the guitar
That's cool.
feature, but it's like it's not actually a guitar, it's a Mellotron.
right.
But yeah, I don't know. That song is just similar to Sway 2. It's like just the idea that like you see people around where you used to know them, you know? And I wanted to put a really male intimate line in it. We're talking about struggling with intimacy here. There's the lyric, he doesn't sing to me when it used to be something that I'd like to see. And I feel like what we do in hardcore, what we do as musicians is really intimate in a way that none of us address, which is that it's men singing to each other. Like at the end of the day, like Taylor and I don't hug,
No.
but he's listening to me sing in the other room and going like, no, do it like this.
Going,
you know,
"Yo,
like
that sounded
like,
beautiful, bro.
you know, like,
I've
yeah.
said that so many times.
Yeah. And so that's a cool, beautiful thing.
it is.
And I wanted to, and I feel like that male intimacy is not something like really ever addressed. So I really wanted to like use the pronoun he doesn't sing to me.
nice.
When it's something I like to see.
really like
Love
that.
that.
I think that's awesome.
So yeah, that just was like, again, a lot of it also kind of like dances around like some cancellation stuff because that was really a big thing during the pandemic, and like people you used to know is like that falls under that umbrella. You know.
Wow. So, and what closes?
Sad as fuck.
Well, before that, I just like I love that song, and I love the minimalism of the song. Like I genuinely think, with writing, like possibility can be so poisonous to creativity.
Yeah.
Because a song can spiral out of control so fast. And I know Taylor used to like hate production. He hated it. And I think it's because it was like, just let the hard songs be hard. Let the soft songs be soft.
But the soft songs were where I would put up the most stuff in it.
Of course. But now I think it is nice to see kind of like with things like this record and with MS Paint, how much your mind has broadened.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Well, it's probably easier when like you're also referring to like 15 years of recording and making music together at least.
Yeah.
Where now like I think the songs are closer now, you know, so it's like easier to not get. I'm sure he's like, oh well, this just aids this, you know. I'm sure his motivation is just like, this would just aid this.
Well,
part,
I just
you
think
know?
like
I also would say Twitching Tongues still had the most production.
You guys had the most
had
production
to.
of any hardcore band at the time. I
It
would
had
assume.
to.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying is like I wasn't averse to it, but sometimes it's like, oh fucking reverse whatever here doesn't do anything for me.
I love
I just
reverse.
want this riff to be beaten ass.
Yeah. See You Around, great song. My favorite song on the record. Life Under the Gun, title track, last track, brilliant. And I think that is the way you get the 12-year-old that is streaming this to be like, oh, this is.
That's an important
the
song.
album's
Yeah,
called.
yeah, it's an important song.
I think I'm supposed to listen to this one. That's a genius move. Tell me about it.
Yeah.
That was one I wrote that first riff in like 2014. I was trying to do, so I tried to do before pre-RJC, I tried to do an indie rock band inspired by Guided by Voices, and I just was like straight up just ripping it off, and I refused to yell sing on it because I was like, yell singing is what Title Fight does, and that's lame. Because I've historically kind of ridden the line between too punk, but also does like Run for Cover and all that stuff, you know, like, so I just like, I'd be like, I admire it at times, but I can't do something.
Well,
That's
if you're
not
gonna
me.
do it, you wanted to do your own thing.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
so
and you're not saying that Title Fight is like lame. You're saying that
I mean, Title Fight is one, like, it's funny
Pioneers.
because like I even still to this day I can find myself getting offended if someone says something sounds like Title Fight, but I'm like, oh, you're saying like one of the best bands of all time at this point, you know, like that that like they are going to be historically one of the bands.
you just
genre
didn't, you
defined.
didn't want to
Pioneers.
I didn't want to bite it. I didn't want to be like, just, it wasn't my thing. And that's not like necessarily exactly the scene that I was coming from. So like to be compared to it was always felt weird.
Title Fight has I know I've said this before. They've created more jobs than Amazon.
And so I did this indie rock band that failed because I was really bad at singing because I wouldn't project. That basically was it. I was trying to do it.
You wrote it 14 years ago?
No, I said
2014.
2000.
2014.
Yeah, it's either
Sorry.
2014 or 15.
Okay.
And
I misheard that.
which our buddy Kevin Hart from Public Opinion, who had to drum for that band, might call me
I
on
haven't
the
seen
correct
Public
dates.
Opinion yet. Is it good?
It's great.
Does The Rock in that one too, or they do it separate?
What do you mean?
You said Kevin Hart.
I got it.
Oh,
I got it. That's your Kirk Hammett Creeping Death. He wrote that when he was a kid.
yeah.
The breakdown of Creeping Death.
Well, I don't know if it's. I mean, I'd have to get a lot more streams now for that to be
Well.
the case. But maybe TikTok will find it.
Well,
in time.
no, in terms of like, hey, I've been carrying this with me a long time. I don't know what to do with it. Oh, here it is.
Yeah. Well, that's what's funny is like it didn't make it onto All Roads Lead to the Gun or the demo. It made it onto this.
That's the soundtrack.
Wow. Dude, that's very impressive to me. Coming from a band and a like, we wrote a lot for this record, but it was kind of like, whatever we come up with is getting on the record, so we better make it real good. So
Yeah.
having the wherewithal to like
Hold back.
save it,
Yeah.
save it.
But it's not that.
Sit on
It's that it just is there.
Didn't come up.
It's just there. It's like in the ether, and it's like
Yeah.
maybe sometimes I pick up a guitar and I play that riff, but I don't remember. I'm not thinking about it. It's not like on a note that's like use that riff someday. It just was like I thought that shit was dead, and then
I thought
eventually,
you wouldn't list some shit out for later.
I
Yeah.
see.
and then and then it just happened. So, but that was like the homage to like classic rock was just, which is a huge part of the record. Is like Rolling Stones, Beatles, The Who, like, and this was our Who song, just like making an epic closer.
Great song. Sure.
You know?
It also
Rockin'
feels like
song.
that one feels like a very natural progression from All Roads too.
Yeah.
in
Well,
general.
when people talk about how much we changed, I'm like, the vocal production and melodies got better, but the guitar work is like almost the exact
Same.
same.
Riffs.
Yeah, it's the same, like,
Still your dumb
in-
shapes.
yeah, it's the same intentions, like really like it's a lot of incomplete chords.
Are
'cause
his shapes dumb? Are his shapes fucked up?
That's why it's magic though.
Trapezoid.
I play half the guitar at a time.
Shut up.
Yeah, so
does
like
that mean?
some
play
songs
the
I'm
lower
only
three.
playing the top 3, and then there'll be a part where I go down to the bottom 3. Like,
So he's doing the chord shapes without the full chords,
Oh.
and it's creating these weird
That's cool.
melodies
because
within
it's
each
missing
chord.
bass notes, or is
It's
it
kind of
it's,
a ska thing, honestly. That's
Yeah.
not,
Oh, dude.
that kind of works.
Dope.
But
as hell.
I would say that creates a
Horns
sound.
coming?
Yeah.
I can
Please
see
don't.
it.
Oh.
Oh, I would love that, dude.
Not a horn section, but the
Taylor, there
Mellotron's
ever been
got
a
some
horn
horns.
in here?
That's a great question. That is a great question.
Actually, a single. Actually, I don't even know which one it was. What's a bass clarinet? I guess
Bass
it was
clarinet?
a bass clarinet.
Bass clarinet, I believe it's
Yeah.
called.
It's the bass
Yeah.
clarinet of bass clarinet.
That was only like it was this year.
It's
Dude.
not a.
What record?
Apparition.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are
Wait,
crazy.
no. Bass clarinet is starts with a B.
Bass clarinet.
Bass.
bar.
A bassinet is a basket, isn't it? No.
Anyway,
Life
Gear
under the
talk.
gun. Yeah.
Yeah.
we got the gear talk.
Clarinet. I wouldn't call it gear talk.
So
that's
there's
gear.
no bass clarinet on Life Under the Gun, but there is a great song at the end, and it's the name of the album.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite songs. It's one of Taylor's
One of my
favorite.
favorite
You're a big Who head. Did you clock it as a Who reference?
I'll be honest with you, not really.
Interesting, because I feel like the where you do have your finger on A, but then you ring the D and G below it.
Mhm.
Like that's the Who
Oh,
trick, you know, like
kind of I'm free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hit that fucking mega jangle.
yeah.
I get it.
Jingle
Good
But-
jangle jangle.
that's-
Interesting.
I'm glad it
But
missed
now I'm
you.
gonna go back. You know.
Yeah, that means
That's
it
good.
works.
It's fresh.
Yeah,
Right.
Well, that's the
fresh,
thing is, like,
old
I
and
think the
fresh.
whole thing is that we just we rip things off with incompetent hands, so it makes something new. Like that's the
We
goal.
rip things off with incompetent hands,
Yeah.
so it makes something new.
Not as good at guitar.
Ian Shelton.
So it sounds like something else.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
great. I mean, that's words to live by right there.
That's
So
what punk music is. That's the entirety of punk
Beatles
music.
were.
Yeah.
You're
Oh,
never allowed to
bassoon.
get guitar lessons.
No, yeah, I'm never getting guitar lessons.
You can never get better at guitar.
I might get piano lessons.
More like
Do that.
It's a woodwind. It's
From
not
your
a,
mother.
It's not a horn. A bass clarinet is not a horn.
Should I go to Teresa for piano
I don't
lessons?
know.
That would be where you would get the most. You could get like advanced piano.
You ever
lessons
broken your
from her.
hand?
Yeah.
It's gonna be tough to play piano. Man. Yeah, you got the thing.
I got the bend.
It's gonna be tough to.
I got
'cause it's
the
all
piano
this.
man.
It's all you have to have these extended at all times.
And then when you get
Does that hurt
close,
to extend?
No,
you know,
but
when
I've
you have to
Can you
rebroken
pull?
it a couple
Can you
times.
pull out this far? Your pinky.
Can you roll a
I don't know.
booger
What do you mean?
like this? Still?
Wait.
Can you roll a
Yeah.
booger like that? Oh, well, then you're good.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
We're good.
Once
That's all
if you lose that, piano's out.
Okay.
The booger rolling
Booger roll.
directly.
Right now, I'm on some
Pinky.
straight up power chord vibes on the
That's
piano.
same, but really,
But that's if you listen to. Did you guys watch McCartney 3-2-1?
No.
Oh my god, it's so good because it's just him and Rick Rubin talking, and he'll talk
right.
about this, and they literally just listen to. They isolate
oh,
stems.
I've seen clips.
They isolate stems from it.
Oh, that's
And-
what the Cannibal
Cannibal
Corpse
Corpse
meme.
meme.
Yeah. And so like he'll play the piano part, and then he'll be like, "Well, that's just me like trying to figure this out." And then you're just like, "It's like yeah, if you just slowly change the bass note, then you got your major 7 over here." Like I didn't know anything about playing piano. I just did what sounded nice, which is all I do on guitar. So
Just
That's all
do
that
what
matters.
sounds nice.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
The Military Gun ethos. This was a lovely chat about a great record,
thank you for doing it.
of course.
Dude. This is awesome.
We hope that you have enjoyed this and that you support the record. Hire Military Gun to play your show. Hire Taylor
I thought that was going a different direction.
to make an album, and then send me money directly. This has been HardLore.
Well, you got to get a pit recording code.
Ooh.
A code?
A code? Yeah, he's like a sponsor. It's
Yeah,
It's going to cost $100 more per day,
1% off.
and that's what he gets.
You get 1% off. Code using
That's
code
what
HardLore.
they
You have
get.
to come to the address and open the first door, knock 8 times on the second door, and scream HardLore at the top of your lungs. If
That would scare the shit out of me.
if the dog starts barking, you get 1% off.
1%.
Thank you so much for watching Military Gun, Life Under the Gun. Out now on Loma Vista Recordings. Bye.
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 Bye.